An absolutely gorgeous day here in the city, beautiful Orlando, Florida, for a premier matchup between two Division I HBCUs out of the Sunshine State. Bethune-Cookman Wildcats hailing from Daytona Beach. Meanwhile, the Rattlers getting off the bus from Florida A&M, coming all the way down from the nation, or rather the state's capital, Camping World Stadium. Always a wonderful scene outside the tailgate, and certainly a big-time rivalry between these two as we say hello and welcome you inside with Black College Football Hall of Famer and former NFL quarterback Jay Walker. I'm Tiffany Green, and obviously we know rivalry games carry great significance, but this one means a whole lot to a whole lot of folks here in the state of Florida.
I mean, absolutely. You can talk about Howard Hampton. You can talk about North Carolina A&T versus North Carolina Central, Grambling Southern. This ranks right up there with them. You talk about households divided when Florida A&M takes on Bethune-Cookman College/University. All the legends are here in the building. This game means so much. Throw the records out the window. Now, what did Coach say? Coach Colsey told us, you got to win this game so you can enjoy your Thanksgiving.
All right, well, R.J. Johnson, the redshirt sophomore in his first season starting, is trying to make sure that it's a good Thanksgiving for the Rattlers.
Yeah, and he's playing his best football right now. He's improved as he started to learn the offense, as he started to anticipate where to go with the football. The fact that his emergence has come on at the later half part of the season lets you know why they feel good about where they're going in the future. This was an offense that started out run first, but towards the end, on the right arm of Mr. Johnson, now they're a pass-first offense that really highlight their wide receiving core.
Well, they have really benefited from Johnson and the way that he has emerged in the back half of this season. You're looking at one of the top passers in the SWAC and going 4-1 in that stretch. When you think about the Rattlers, they know plenty well about Bethune-Cookman and the speed that they have. Malik Huggins is a dude in that wide receiving core.
Makes me think of James Brown. I want to get on the good foot. Good call. He can do it all for you. One of the most dynamic wide receivers in the country. Tremendous football IQ. The ability to take it to the house, which all great wide receivers are judged by. He's done major damage against opposing defenses this season.
Well, you talk about the damage. Let's look at the numbers for Malik Huggins. Top 3 in the SWAC in multiple categories. We're talking about receptions, receiving yards, along with touchdowns. And he helps to round out a very explosive playmaking group for the Wildcats. As we take a look at the series history, this goes back a long way, folks, but since the Florida Classic started in 1978, it's been pretty close. FAMU has the lead. They've won 4 straight, but Bethune-Cookman is coming in trying to break that streak of the Rattlers. It was a warm start to today, a 3:30
I like it.
2 kick.
It's November,
okay,
and it's 80 degrees.
You can appreciate this.
This is fantastic. This is fantastic. There are people envious all over the country that these boys are playing in sunshine. 83 degrees, beautiful Orlando, a rivalry football game. You have to enjoy it.
And there have been so many festivities. There was Battle of the Bands last night. It was HBCU night at the Orlando Magic game Thursday. Recruitment fairs for both universities. Florida Citrus Sports luncheon, as well as they have been fantastic hosts running this fantastic event for multiple years, and Florida Blue has been the primary sponsor for the last decade. Daniel Porto ready to kick things off here from the Florida Classic. Javon Ross was back, but goes to the up man, and here on the return, Nayron Jenkins makes the tackle of Juan Rodriguez, and that's where we will see the Bethune-Cookman offense starting first, coming in at 5-6 overall, 4-3 in conference play. They're trying to bounce back after back-to-back losses to both Grambling and Jackson State. The Wildcats, who started off the season a little sluggish, but they came on, and they are a very dangerous team. As Timothy McClain, the 5th-year senior out of nearby Sanford, Florida, getting the start. He played his high school ball at Sanford Seminole. You see his numbers on this season, just under 1,000 yards, but 73% completion percentage. And we talked with Raymond Woody Jr., the head coach for Bethune-Cookman, saying, hey, look, Timothy McLean has pushed for this job. He gets the start here as the pass complete out to Malik Huggins. His knee down at the 40-yard line, a pickup of 3.
You know, McLean's in there. He's the more mobile, the quarterbacks they have between him and Cameron Ransom. So he's getting the start here. The left-handed gunslinger, savvy, knows the offense, and he can run. That's one thing the coach said. He can run a little bit better, a little bit quicker. So that lets you know in this up-tempo offense, they plan on trying to wear out this Florida A&M defense with speed and tempo.
Rashawn Brown in the backfield, the true freshman who gets the carry here. A little sidestep, and Brown breaks it. First down, yardage and more into Rattler territory. And a great start as Justin Bostic followed him out, a 19-yard pickup.
And if you want to know why Florida A&M is 5-5 this season, it's because of plays like this. They have him bottled up, but their run defense has been poor. They give up almost 200 yards rushing on the ground per game. They have not been able to shore that up, and that's why Florida A&M has really struggled un-Florida A&M like this season.
Coming in at an even 500 on the season. You saw over the last 5 games, they've tried to pick it up, but you know, and I know, and they know just how important this game is for both of these programs. Man in motion, that's Josh Evans. McLean looking, finds his Miles Morales, his tight end. He's coming across, the 5th-year senior, with a pickup of 6, so it's going to bring up 2nd and 4.
And just a great job of efficiency by Bethune-Cookman trying to make a statement. I think the surprise for a lot of people in the SWAC was Bethune-Cookman offensively found their groove. They struggled for the previous 2 seasons offensively, but this year averaged almost 29 points per game, and they're putting it on display against their rival in the opening drive.
And the top passing attack in the SWAC, as well as the ball on the floor, or field rather, and a fumble, and Florida A&M recovering. It's Cameron Donald coming up with a loose ball.
It's the Classic. We see wild things happen in the Classic, and you have to play your best football. Turnovers are a key. And this one here, you know, anytime it's like that, I blame the quarterback. As a quarterback, you have to take responsibility. You can keep 2 hands on the football at all times. It's the running back's job just to run. Poor job by Timmy McLean. And Florida A&M capitalizes.
Well, just as you said, it is the Classic, a rivalry game. Literally anything can happen, and turning in the tide of Florida A&M as we introduce you to R.J. Johnson, the 3rd in the Open, 20 of 24 last week for 299 yards and 4 touchdowns accounted for in that win over Alabama A&M. So FAMU will start from their own 36-yard line.
And the key for Bethune-Cookman defensively, exotic looks. You have to show them one thing and give them another look.
Dad Franklin Jr. on the carry. Negligible gain of 1. Brought down by LeRon Davis and Steven Sparrow. Sparrow, a guy that Coach Woody mentioned to us in pregame.
And Sparrow has to be all over the field. He wants to be a one-man wrecking crew, stopping the run for Florida A&M. FAMU wants to run if they can. If you allow Thad Franklin to get it going, they'll pound the football. But if you take him away, then you can make this offense one-dimensional.
Johnson with the completion and the missed tackle, and Miles Campbell still going. And Campbell into Wildcat territory, brought down by Malik Stinnett after that pickup of 20.
And this is just a recognition right here. The tight end Campbell's going to line up in a slot, 5 yards, turn around, make one guy miss, take a simple catch into a first down across midfield.
So the Rattlers moving. Miles Campbell, the graduate out of Douglasville, Georgia, came over from North Carolina Central. Johnson with time, surveying the field, has a man, and it's complete, or incomplete rather, to Kanari Wilcher. And so good job there by Naeem Lassiter to make sure that one wasn't hauled in as a reception.
Holding. Defense, number 19. 10-yard penalty, automatic first down.
Yeah, easy call there for the official to make on the hold. As you see the tight end, that's the end of the incomplete pass, but the underneath route by Miles Campbell was just taken to the ground by the defensive back. I'm sorry, that's the linebacker, Malik Stinnett. Good call by the official. You have to call that when it's a takedown.
So that aids in more yardage for Florida A&M as now the ball is set at the 33. And right up the middle, and Franklin shedding tacklers and still going as Thad Franklin Jr. with a strong run there on first down after the penalty. Gain of 19 and into the red zone for the Rattlers.
And this is what you want to see Thad Franklin doing, running downhill, attacking, not allowing the first would-be tackler to bring him down. He's a big running back.
Moving with some tempo here, quick snap. Franklin gets the ball back once more. And so both teams starting to move the ball well in their opening possession. If you're just tuning in, Bethune-Cookman fumbled it as Florida A&M got the ball. They're moving down the field now. Can they capitalize here in the red zone?
And this is where you have to find that one-on-one matchup if you're Florida A&M. Bethune-Cookman's packing the box. They're not going to allow you to run Thad Franklin successfully. So what decision does R.J. Johnson make to go with the football?
Aligning his receivers, some
Taking
confusion here. 2 left on the play clock. They get it off. And in the process of doing so, a false start penalty is going to go against FAMU.
False start, offense, number 4. 5-yard penalty, second down.
And that's where you take the timeout. You know, if I'm the coach, I'm running down the sideline, give me a timeout. You know, you've got second and manageable. Now you're looking at second and long in the red zone. That's tough. And Coles, you don't put that on him. He's a head coach. But the offensive coordinator is supposed to say, coach, go there and get a timeout. They're confused. You can clearly tell that they were confused.
Well, the success that Florida A&M has had when in the red zone this season, 86% converting. They're trying to add to that touchdown total if they can. At the very least, come away with a field goal for some points, but Bethune-Cookman's defense making it tough. Isaiah Washburn from the backside in the sack.
When you get in obvious passing situations, defensive linemen like to peel their ears back and just attack the quarterback. Nice inside swim move and fights through the double team. Number 11, Isaiah Washburn, comes up with the big play. Watch a swim move, then come inside. Poor job by Thad Franklin to finishing off the help block. Allows his quarterback to be sacked. And now Florida A&M, which got off to an impressive drive offensively, finds himself in a tough situation, 3rd and 20.
So R.J. Johnson, again, nowhere to go in that defense right there, and it's led by number 11 in white, Isaiah Washburn.
Back-to-back sacks, Jack. It's old school word like Jack, but this is what he does. Good job going outside and going inside. Second consecutive play, we've seen Thad Franklin give a less than maximum effort on the help chip against Isaiah Washburn. But great plays by that young man consecutively.
They're happy to see Washburn back on the field and making noise like he's done throughout the season. Daniel Porto with a 45-yard field goal attempt to try to get Florida A&M on the board. It's up and it is through. A 3-0 ball game. So the Rattlers able to capitalize off the Bethune-Cookman fumble. They walk away with 3 points here with 8:33 to go in the first quarter.
You asked us to show up. You're in Daytona Beach, Wildcat Country. Now it's time for you to show up. Let's go, baby.
And how appropriate. They play the song once again under the direction of Donovan Wells. He kicked off the show. The marching Wildcats do their thing.
Wildcats? Come on. I know you're not going to say it, Tiff. Let's go. Wildcats. A rattler just can't say Wildcat Cat.
It's catchy. I really like it. I'm not going to lie.
That is the best HBCU fight song in the country.
Yeah.
Hands down.
It's great. It gets stuck in your head for sure. Rodriguez back to Ross. And Ross with some room on that left side as he is knocked out just inside the 40. Well, Raymond Woody Jr., an alumnus of Bethune-Cookman, played for the Wildcats, now coaching the Wildcats in his third season. And Jay, in talking with both coaches, obviously we understand the importance of this game, but for Raymond Woody Jr., he wants to pick up his first win as a head coach against this in-state rival.
You got to get one. You know, he played at Bethune-Cookman, so he understands the importance of the Classic, but until you win one, and I think the question in this game is, can Bethune-Cookman beat Florida A&M? FAMU says, okay, we haven't had a great season, but we're not going to lose a Classic. And until Bethune-Cookman shows that they can beat Florida A&M, they're going to be the underdog, regardless of the record.
Moving with tempo as the Wildcats face 2nd and 4. Timmy McClain gets to the outside, and McClain picks up first down yardage and more, and into Rattler territory.
Early observation. Bethune-Cookman offensively seems to be too fast for Florida A&M. And you normally don't say that. Florida A&M has guys that can run all over the place, but I think Bethune-Cookman matches their speed and then some. They're winning all their one-on-one battles. Their quarterback's a little bit quicker. You've got Huggins, who we talked about. I just see a lot of team speed for Bethune-Cookman early in this football game.
Empty backfield. Until now is coming over as Rodriguez. And going for it, has a man, and pass broken up, but a flag coming out in the process as Simeon Hines tried to knock it away and maybe got too much of Javon Ross.
Pass interference, defense, number 2, 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
How do you know if a team's faster than you? If their wide receivers get behind you and an underthrown ball is an automatic pass interference. The speed on display is clearly Simeon Hines was there too early. When you get caught in that trail position, trailing a fast wide receiver, when he stops, instant flag, easy call for the official.
So Hines rotates out. And Florida A&M gets the personnel in on the jet sweep. They hand it to Huggins. Here's Huggins. And the first to get to him was TJ Huggins.
We just don't see teams. We don't see teams beat Florida A&M sideline to sideline to the edge. I mean, they just ran a jet sweep. Normally, that's a death sentence against a team like Florida A&M with all that speed, with the linebackers they have in the secondary. But Bethune made it look easy and picked up 8 yards.
Well, it's just Florida speed all over this field here at Camping World Stadium as Timmy McClain with some room and found the little crease. And after 2nd and 2, now the ball spotted at the 2-yard line. And Bethune-Cookman knocking on the door after that 20-yard scamper from McClain.
They're running tempo and they're running fast. They're running fast along with the tempo.
They look to punch it in as Kamani Robinson is held up and pushed back. Stantavius Smith was the first to get him a tackle for a loss of 2.
Now that's what you're not going to do against Florida A&M. You know, they got those big boys in the middle that are stout. Continue to attack the edges against Florida A&M. You've had success doing it. Don't go in there. 0, 90, and 92, those guys, they can play. They're stout. They're good run stoppers. It's just getting to the edge, which is where you can have success.
And formation, bunching to the right. And the toss to Robinson.
Speed.
It's in.
Go to the edge, Tim. go to the edge.
A touchdown for Kamari Robinson, but a flag out as well.
Holding. Offense. Number 72. 10-yard penalty. Second down.
And that hurts. So that negates the touchdown run from Robinson from 2 yards out, and the left tackle, Trey Hammond, is who was the guilty party.
And
that's a huge penalty, yep.
And they called it on Trey Hammond, the left tackle. He was on the backside of a sweep to the right. Unfortunate for the Wildcats. Let's see what they can to try and make it up.
Rolling. McClain avoids one, can't get away from another, and that's Jason Riles. Riles, who has been the defensive MVP for Florida A&M this season, according to Coach James Colsey III, comes up with a huge sack here. Loss of 13.
You know, one of those guys that they needed to make some big plays. When I talked to Coach Colsey, he said, I need 0 and I need 27 to make some plays. And this is a good job of getting to the quarterback, being disruptive. And Florida A&M making Bethune-Cookman pay for the penalty on the previous play.
So Riles, the fifth-year senior out of Bessemer, Alabama. And now 3rd and goal for the Wildcats from the 25 of Florida A&M. McClain looking to the end zone, across the middle, gets his man, breaks it, tackle it in! Lorenzo Jenkins with the touchdown! 25 yards and a score for the Wildcats. They said they love this redshirt junior. He's sure-handed. A reliable set of hands in that wide receiver core. But let's credit him for the job he did after the catch.
Yeah, he was a big target, 6'3". Guys like that normally don't stop on a dime, but he was able to gather himself, change directions, and find the end zone for the Wildcats. Well, if you're Bethune-Cookman, how do you like your Wildcat? Hey, make the catch, watch the change of direction. He realizes he's close to the end zone, goes in there. Bethune-Cookman on top in this Florida Classic, 7-3. All right, let's take a look at how Bethune-Cookman was able to score that last touchdown. This is going to be the guy that catches the touchdown. That's Lorenzo Jenkins. But they got him so open because they're trying to play a version of a Tampa 2 defense, which means he's going this way, he's got this way, he's got deep third, right? Deep third, middle of the field. But watch, because it's coming from so far on his backside as we run the play, he never recognizes where the threat is. He settles in the zone. By the time he does, oh, I'm supposed to be there, it's too late. Lorenzo Jenkins has caught the ball in the honey hole of the defense, made a cut, and got to the end zone.
Jenkins with his third touchdown of the season. He always finds the right spots on the field. That's what they love about him. 7 plays, 61 yards, 3 minutes and 46 seconds taken off, and that was on 3rd and goal, Jay.
And you know, they call that a little like a variation of the Tampa 2. I'm going to put you on the spot here. You're from Tampa, Florida.
Yep.
Who made the Tampa 2 famous?
Well, Tony Dungy, that was his defense.
Yes.
Artie Nickerson.
Artie Nickerson.
There
Stop.
you go. There you go. And then Derek Brooks followed up.
Afterward. All right,
Okay.
you're a Tampa girl. You're a Tampa girl.
So now the question is, how does R.J. Johnson and this offense respond? Remember, they were driving the ball well down the field, had a critical penalty that put them in a 3rd down situation. So they kicked the field goal to get on the board first. But you see what they've done, the Rattlers have done over the last 5 games, and the uptick that we have seen and the maturation from R.J. Johnson III.
Yeah, because I think the offensive line has been banged up all season long. They wanted to run the football, but they weren't able to do so. So once they figured out, hey, we just can't push people around like we have in previous years, we've seen the emergence of R.J. Johnson. In this game here, he's played well. If you protect him, he can distribute the football effectively.
End of the run, automatic first down.
A face mask penalty on the Wildcats, and you see Kanari Wilcher being spun around as Jaden Davis, the free safety, grabbed a lot of that face mask.
And Wilcher can have a big game for Florida A&M. They line him up in the slot. Bethune-Cookman is going to play him one-on-one with a lot of safeties. He has to win those matchups.
Well, they get it back to Wilcher, 7 and green, and they let him operate in some space. And a gain of about 7 on the play. So it's going to bring up 2nd and 3. Wilcher, the redshirt junior out of Clewiston, Florida. Began his career at Illinois before joining the Rattlers last season.
Where might Clewiston, Florida be? Is that northern Florida, southern Florida?
Yeah, kind of like more like around Gainesville area.
Okay.
Jamal Haley with a pickup of 1. And James Colsey III, 2nd season as the head coach. Remember, he was a part of that magical 2023 season where the Rattlers won their first ever SWAC championship and went on to win the Cricket Celebration Bowl and finished off the season as HBCU national champion. So he was on staff with Willie Simmons when he was here, and he got handed the keys to the program, and certainly he is like the way his team has responded again in this back half of the season. We talked about just finishing the right way at the end of the year.
Yeah, great defense. You know, and that's the story. How does Florida A&M get themselves in those positions? You've got 2nd and 2. You can't run the ball for 1 yard, and then you come out on 3rd and 2. Typically, that would be pound the ball with a 230-pound running back like Thad Franklin, keep the drive alive. Well, Bethune-Cookman realizes they've struggled in their run protection, so they bring everybody close to the line of scrimmage, force your quarterback to throw it quickly, and now it looks like Florida A&M is going to have to punt. I wouldn't.
Well, perhaps that's exactly why Florida A&M decided to spend one of their 3 timeouts here to talk it over, because you got 4th and 2. Ball is at the 48-yard line. So they're going to talk it over, and we'll come back with you to see what the Rattlers decide on the other side. Back here at Camping World Stadium, Bethune-Cookman on top 7-3. Florida A&M decided to spend the timeout. Jay, your decision, if you're James Colsey III, do you go for it?
You go for it. First and foremost, it's the classic. This game means a little bit more. You have not shown the ability to slow down Bethune-Cookman offensively so far in this football game. You've got the ball at midfield. You have to say, we have to be able to go out there and execute and pick up 2 yards in this football game for ball control purposes. All
right, 10 of 17 on 4th downs this season. Trying to see if they'll jump early or show anything. And now resetting here is R.J. Johnson. They hand it off and they go with the big dude. Franklin, he loses the football and it's recovered by Lassiter, who's still on his feet. So they got the first down yardage, exactly what they wanted, and then Bethune-Cookman pounced.
Said, why did you go for it? Why don't you just punt the ball?
Oh, don't do that. don't be like that now.
Unfortunate break there. It was the right thing to do to run the football, and you'll see Franklin going downhill, gets through the whole big play, but the stiff arm was nice, but a great job by Matthew McKenzie showing up with the strip. Bethune-Cookman Wildcats come up with a turnover.
So a fumble on each side. Bethune-Cookman had a fumble to start the game, and here on 4th and 2, the Rattlers fumble it, and now Bethune-Cookman finds themselves with excellent field position and a lift for the group out of Daytona Beach.
We're giving credit to McKenzie on the strip, but that was a great job by Lassiter to stay in front of Franklin and then recognize the ball is out and recover the ball before anybody else could react. Good team defense by the Wildcats. Razzle-dazzle.
And they go outside, and that's Josh Evans. And the tackle made by Jalik Thomas. We'll see if the defense of Florida A&M can stand up after just the second fumble lost this season from that Rattler offense.
They have to slow down Bethune, because what you're seeing now, Bethune is getting chunk plays, 5 yards or more. I mean, that play just picked up 7-8. They're doing jet sweep for 7-8 yards. They've got to start limiting Bethune and stop giving up these chunk plays.
Now, Jay, I'm going to ask you a question. What constitutes as a chunk play? Because wouldn't you...
A chunk play?
A chunk play.
A chunk, when you're getting chunks of yardage.
Chunks of yardage, right? But wouldn't you kind of categorize that more as like 10, 15 yards, or no?
Now, if you get more than 5 yards on first down, those are chunk plays. 5, 6, 7, 8. Explosives are when you start getting 20 yards more. So I call them chunk plays. You're getting a chunk of yardage on first down when they're not minimizing. Offensive coordinators, they can get 5, 6 yards on first down, a chunk, they'll take it. That's my little terminology.
That's
chunk.
Wait, no. I mean, I've heard it used before, but I think it's good to break it down a little bit more as McLean, who has time, steps up again, and he's brought down. Jason Riles snipes him, but a flag out as well.
Holding. Defense, number 21. 10-yard penalty. Automatic first down.
That's against the cornerback, T.J. Huggins. So Ryan Myers, our official for today, provides the call, and penalty aiding the Wildcats on this drive.
That's a tough part, because you do a good job of finally winning first down, stopping the chunk yardage, and now instead you reward them with a penalty and a fresh set of downs.
Under a minute to go in this opening quarter from the Florida Classic here in Orlando. Bethune-Cookman trying to tack on a little bit more. Nice little sidestep from Rashawn Brown, the true freshman. And Thomas brings him down, and you talk about the chunk play. There's a good chunk of 11 yards and another first down.
Yeah, they're not winning on first down. They're dominating on first down. And as you mentioned, Brown, the redshirt freshman, nice vision, explosive, another fresh set of legs, and just another fast running back. The team speed offensively for Bethune-Cookman is giving the Rattlers problems.
Second trip to the red zone. Remember, the last offensive possession for Bethune-Cookman, they scored on 3rd and goal from the Rattler 25 here. The final play of the quarter. So we'll flip the sides of the field. After one here, it was Florida A&M who got on the board first, but Bethune-Cookman was able to come back. Strong defense, and obviously turnovers are going to be key in this one. It's a 7-3 advantage for Bethune after one. A 7-3 advantage for Bethune-Cookman, and the Wildcats on the prowl again. Back here in Orlando for the Florida Classic. And look, Bethune didn't have to drive very far, just an hour or so down I-4 to get here. Daytona Beach, Florida is where it's located. Founded in 1904 by Dr. Mary McLeod Bethune with 5 students and $1.50. And now 120 years later, here they are, 3,700 strong under the leadership of Dr. Albert Mosley.
Can I do my Alvin Wyatt? I'm talking about little tiny old Bethune-Cookman College.
Said college no more, a university.
No more university.
It is. See the Wildcats now from the 14. Not much room to run for Rashawn Brown. We talked about how Stephen A. and the crew were at Bethune-Cookman for first take. Yes, well, it's rather Thursday. And Bethune-Cookman showed up in a major way, Jay.
I mean, it had to be a tremendous accomplishment for Bethune-Cookman. You saw the enrollment, 3,700 kids in Daytona, which is a speedway city. But for them to first take to make an appearance on campus meant a lot to all of those kids down there in Daytona.
Here on 3rd and 4, McLean gets it out to Brown, do a little shake and bake, but not fooled was Jason Riles, and good open field tackle brings up 4th down.
I'll tell you, this kid Rashawn Brown, he's got some moves with him, but a good job of the team defense. That's why you don't want to rely on one person to make the tackle in the open field. Coming over to the ball again, Riles helping out on the defensive end, and now
Raymond Woody Jr. has a decision to make here. The offense stays on the field, and
late substitution, but I think they're going to go ahead and decide to kick it, which I would say is the right thing to do.
And with the timing, they're going to probably have to spend a timeout here. With 2 seconds left on the play clock. And they indeed did call a timeout. Well, Jay, while we have the opportunity, let's take a look at your HBCU power rankings.
All right, we're going to give you reveal style this time right now. Delaware State, fantastic season. Will it continue? They're battling South Carolina State right now. The Fighting D-Jacks of Delaware State come in at number 5. Number 4, a lot of people are sleeping on them. The winners of the SWAC West, the Prairie View A&M Panthers. Tremendous job down there in Prairie View, Texas, just outside of Houston. Number 3, some people are going to say number 1, but I got to call like I see it. Jackson State's number 3 right now. After that stumble to Grambling State, they haven't got their quarterback back. They've been stumped a little bit. South Carolina State's number 2. We'll come back and show you number 1 after the kick. We'll come back to this after the kick. I got some comments I need to make.
You need to get some more things off your chest. 4th and 4.
Chest.
Juan Dominguez with a 29-yard attempt, and it is through. So tacking on 3 more points. And it's Bethune-Cookman up by a score. All right, Jay. So let's go back to it, because I got a question. Jackson State, the defending HBCU national champions, and you have them as 3.
Yes.
And they beat Alabama State. So how, Sway?
Yes, but you have to ask yourself this. Who did Alabama State lose to? They lost to Jackson State, top 5 team. Who did Grambling lose to? Jackson State lost to Grambling, not a top 5 team there. South Carolina State's looking prime. And shout out to Johnson C. Smith, representing Charlotte well. They're the champions of NCAA.
Well, let's get you up on some other HBCU news out of the Mid-Eastern Athletic Conference. South Carolina State winning in back-to-back seasons as they handed Delaware State their first loss in conference play. And Jay, you right that big fat 10-0.
10-0
under Chinnis Berry over the last 2 seasons.
That's phenomenal. He's coming there and got called what it is. He's owned the MEAC since he's come in from Benedict College. Congratulations to the Bulldogs. We'll see you in Atlanta. Can you name me another school that feeds off their band as much as Bethune-Cookman?
I mean, you could name multiple schools.
See,
I mean, you could say Southern, you could say Jackson State, you could say Florida A&M.
Jackson may be a close second, but in all my years of doing football, the team that and the band that are in the most unison, where the band gets it going, the team seems to follow, is the Marshall Wildcats and the Bethune-Cookman football team.
I would also, I think the 100 is certainly in that conversation. I think the NCCU Sound Machine, we saw them last week.
They got a really good DJ. Their DJ gets
their
everybody
DJ
going in the crowd going. That DJ's the
does.
best. But I've just said for years, you know, when the Wildcats are playing and those white hats are going up and down, the team feeds off of it, the crowd feeds off of it, and they put their best foot forward. I will say that. Doesn't always mean they're going to win, but I've seen the team flat and the band start playing, then all of a sudden they make a run and rally behind that band.
Jamal Haley was trying to get that ball security, and he was brought down behind the line of scrimmage by Keon Clark. Well, Jay, you have to give credit to the Marching 100 of Florida A&M, who won the Band of the Year competition in Division I a season ago. They're going back to defend their crown the night before the Cricket Celebration Bowl. Southern and the Human Jukebox make their way in, and then Miles and Fayetteville State also in Division II category. So 2nd and 13 for FAMU. Kanari Wilcher couldn't come up with it. It's going to be 3rd down.
That Band of the Year will be interesting because something you and I can agree upon, we rarely agree. Those are 2 of the blue bloods of HBCU bands.
Yes.
Florida A&M, Southern University.
Yes.
Those are blue bloods. So if FAMU's going to hold on to that title, they're going to have to earn it.
Well, I think it's going to be a fantastic show for certain. I'm looking forward to it. I don't know about you.
Who you got winning? We can't predict it because we have to call it.
We're calling it, but I certainly look forward to being entertained. After that incompletion from R.J. Johnson, the first by either quarterback in this game, trying to convert here on 3rd down, and now 0 for 3 for the Rattlers on 3rd down. Credit LaRon Davis Jr.
Did you see?
With that tackle.
That was a short little play close to the line of scrimmage. Did you see the number of white jerseys that surrounded the football? This is what I mean by team speed. Speed shows up. They're covering all their keys. And when the ball carriers get the ball, you've got 3 guys on the line of scrimmage with a 4th guy that was right there in a 5th. 6 to 7 guys on that hash mark. That's team speed, knowing their keys.
3 and out for the Rattlers brings on Bobby Inksler. False start.
Offense, number 21. 5-yard penalty, 4th down.
So now that's going to push the Rattlers back, and Inksler is going to be standing right there at the goal line.
And be careful with this punt. Dangerous returner. And
Malik Huggins. Inksler gets into it. Huggins calling for the fair catch. And another great piece of field position to start with for Bethune-Cookman after that 43-yard punt from FAMU. We flash back to last year's Florida Classic, and certainly it was a back and forth affair. Thad Franklin, who was number 23 at the time, was carrying the rock, but also we saw just a number of explosive plays, 901 yards of total offense in that game from both teams, but it was Florida A&M who was able to come out on top after that late surge from Bethune-Cookman, a 41-38 advantage as FAMU seeking their 5th straight win over their in-state rivals. Raymond Woody Jr. trying to pick up his first and the first for the Wildcats since 2019.
This is a very important drive for Bethune-Cookman. You've got Florida A&M down by 7, but going into the second quarter, you want to prove that you can pull away from them. You know, if you're the team that's supposed to win it on paper, a lot of people think it's supposed to be Bethune-Cookman, but until they can handle that team on the other sideline from Tallahassee, there's going to be a little doubt.
Now, wait a minute.
You get the lead, you can eliminate the doubt.
Did you really feel like there was an advantage one way or the other with the teams coming in?
Yeah, the team that's won 4 in a row.
Which is Florida A&M. Timmy McClain into Rattler territory. First down run as he's brought down by Jason Riles, pickup of a dozen.
And that was a good run, and McClain will get the credit for it, but a good job by Jamon Ross, number 5, the wide receiver. Once he realizes that his quarterback's going to take off, pardon me, that was number 26 out the running back field. He's the reason Ali Scott, that the quarterback was able to pick up the needed yardage for the first down by recognizing he wasn't getting the football and getting in the way as a blocker.
Ross
speed
with it
outside. Turn the corner.
Following Scott again, and a flag, and it's likely a hold that's going to go against Bethune-Cookman.
I think they're going to call the right tackle, Schultz.
Holding offense, number 50, 10-yard penalty, replay, first down.
And right you were, the sophomore out of Miami, Schultz.
Yeah, and that's the tough part about these plays on the outside. When you want to rely on the outside, I mean, he's not going to catch him, right? 4 or 5 yard cushion, but not realizing where the running back is, gets caught holding on a play that he didn't need to hold. You say he didn't need to hold because the speed to the perimeter was there.
Bethune-Cookman, who fumbled on their first drive, then scored on their last 2, a touchdown and a field goal to make it 10-3. McClain, low throw, and it's going to be whistled an incompletion. Ricky Shaw, the second, the intended target. McClain's first incompletion of the afternoon.
And this will be a challenge for Florida A&M to stop Bethune-Cookman from picking up a first down. And I'm giving you a down. It's 2nd and 20, but the speed. I mean, you're watching these wide receivers from Bethune-Cookman. I'm watching them just absolutely eat up cushions by the defensive backs. You know, they're giving them 8-yard head starts, and they're still catching up to them.
McClain nowhere to go, and he's pushed back again. Big number 90, Cameron Donald. You said don't try to run inside. Don't run up against those dudes. They'll eat you up right there, loss of 4.
The interior defense for Florida A&M has been stout for a while. Pretty sure this was a design quarterback draw. In that situation, I would have liked to have seen them continue to throw the football and challenge them in the secondary. But big Cam Donald comes up with a big play to make it 3rd and impossible.
Well, if you're defensive coordinator Kenwick Thompson for Florida A&M in his first season as the DC, you want to make sure that your group does not allow them to convert on this 3rd down like they did earlier in the game. Escapability of Timothy McClain Jr. And Timmy McClain is brought down by a host of Rattlers, and it's going to bring up indeed that 4th down, and the punting unit going to come on for the Wildcats. So Florida A&M's defense holds, and we'll look to get the ball back here.
We've seen both offenses struggle with the penalties, taking off successful plays, being called back because of a penalty, an unnecessary penalty.
A timeout, Florida A&M.
Florida A&M. Their second of the half. 30-second time.
Well, Jay, you talk about the penalties. 4 penalties for 45 yards for Bethune-Cookman. On the other side for the Rattlers, 4 penalties for 35 yards. And so, again, you hear coaches week in and week out talking about obviously taking care of the football, limiting their mistakes.
The team has to settle down. I mean, at this rate, you're talking, you've got 8 penalties already in this ball game, and we played a quarter, not even a quarter and a half yet. So whichever team can limit the penalties will have the greatest chance of success. And if you keep going at this rate, we're going to be here for a long game.
Max Tullen on to attempt his first punt of the afternoon. Jalen Rogers awaiting it at the 10-yard line, his own 10-yard line. It goes over his head and into the end zone for a touchback. Only a score separates these two here at the Florida Classic from Orlando. Come back with us. Welcome back here. Florida A&M hailing from the capital city of Florida in Tallahassee. Better than 10,000 students under
The new president,
Marva Johnson. Hey, look, but this represents Florida right here. I mean, like the knees,
dance competition.
the dance competition, and the knees of these young ladies. I mean, you got to like bounce. Okay.
How about that school bio there? FAMU, impressive top 5 in enrollment for HBCUs. Don't say I'll never say anything good about
Jay, you state a fact.
Impressive top 5 enrollment for HBCU.
You state a fact.
Okay.
Thank you. And then you want to get credit for stating a fact.
Yeah.
That doesn't make sense. You'd have to go above and beyond that to be making a compliment, as Thad Franklin Jr. had nowhere to go and LaRon Davis was right there in his crawl.
Well, me being me, they're definitely not top 5 in rushing offense, the way they have not been able to run the football in this game here. And that's just a problem. They're one-dimensional in this football game right now. Fortunate Bethune has not increased their lead.
To your point, Jay, the numbers say 19 yards on the ground, and it's been an area of concern all season long for co-coordinators Henry Burris and Cedric Williams, and they go back to Thad Franklin Jr. on the ground, and again, not much room to run. Davis once more in on the stop. So it's going to bring up 3rd and 13 after no gain on the play. And if I'm Robert Wimberly, the DC, I'm going to take advantage. I'm going to tee off when I can, load the box, and
they are, and they're letting loose. They're being physical. They're being fast. They're coming up with big plays. Some good discipline there. If I'm Florida A&M, I use that against them. Right now, Bethune-Cookman's playing very aggressively. Try a double move in the passing game, a slant go, a sluggo, or maybe a misdirection, a reverse, something to get them off their heels and out of their comfort zone. Because right now, Bethune-Cookman's playing effortless defense.
With Johnson trying to go to Goldie Lawrence, who has been one of his favorite targets. Pass incomplete as Matthew McKenzie was on the coverage. And 4th down upcoming. And Bobby Inksler and the punting unit back on the field for the Rattlers.
Quick 3 and out. And for Florida A&M, it's just a 1-score game. You're only down by a touchdown. You have not played well. You've been pushed around a little bit, but you're only down by 7. And Bethune-Cookman, you've got to say, hey, we're going to get the ball back in pretty good field position. We've got to increase this lead.
Inksler, the #1 punter in the SWAC, averaging 43.6 yards per punt. That's 15th best in all of FCS. This one hanging in the air.
Look out.
Backtracking is Huggins from his own 30, and he looks to take off. And right there at the edge of the logo is Huggins brought down.
Great job, a good returner, realizing the opportunity to catch the ball. Picked up positive yardage here to get the ball to midfield. Bethune-Cookman has to take advantage. In games like this Classic, you're the team that's got the other team on the ropes.
And Cam Ransom, who got the start last week, threw a couple of picks, but his numbers overall on the season better than 1,700 yards. And it's Timmy McClain who got the start. Now, do you make that start if you're Timmy McClain because you're from the Orlando, Central Florida area at Sanford Seminole? As breaking through, that's Kamani Robinson, and Robinson is off to the races. Not gonna catch him, in for the score. 50 yards for Kamani Robinson. And Bethune-Cookman stretching out the lead. Hey, I said Sanford, right?
Yep.
Sanford Seminole is representing Timmy McClain, Sanford Seminole High School. Kamani Robinson, a little bit younger, representing as well. Juan Dominguez on to attempt the extra point. It's up and it's through. Jay, they talked about the promising running back in Kamani Robinson.
Yes, and I want to ask you a question, Tim. Who normally wins the horse race? The fastest horse normally wins it. Right now, Bethune-Cookman, that speed has been on display. You've got running backs outrunning cornerbacks. Running backs normally outrun safeties, but you saw T.J. Huggins had a full head of steam and was not going to catch that racehorse named Kamani Robinson. The speed for Bethune-Cookman is real. It is real. Raymond Woody has built an offense and a defense that has plenty of speed. Like when Florida A&M was winning, they were fast, and then they got strong. Right now, Bethune-Cookman, I'm not saying they're strong, but Lord have mercy, they are fast.
Well, to your point, Jay, 50 yards in 10 seconds for Kamani Robinson. He was off to the races. 17 unanswered points for Bethune-Cookman, trying to break this 4-game winning streak for Florida A&M in this Florida Classic. Kenari Wilcher, Jamal Haley set to receive it. Goes in the hands of Wilcher. And fair call then, so we'll get a chance to see Florida A&M and if they have the ability to answer. Remember, 6:52 remaining in this first half. Florida A&M will get the ball back to start the second half. And if you are the co-OCs in Burris and Williams, what do you try to do to get this offense going for the Rattlers?
Get your quarterback going. Get Kamani Wilcher and those guys going. I think you have to throw in order to set up the run. And they have not been able to establish that they can run the football successfully. You don't want to make it a shootout early, but right now you have to play one-dimensional on this series right here. I think you come out with 3 straight passing attempts to try and get your quarterback going.
Well, they listened to you, QB, and into the hands of Jordan Edwards. And because of R.J. Johnson III and the way that he has played, the redshirt sophomore has helped to create or be a part of this turnaround, and a big reason why Florida A&M has gone 4-1 in the last 5 games compared to what you saw in the first 5 games, picking up nearly 30 points a game and better than 255 through the air, as that one, the run ahead for Haley for the first down. But back to this graphic here, I mean, that is why you see market improvement.
I mean, look at that. I mean, not only have the passing numbers gone up, but you increase your rushing productivity by almost 60 yards. I mean, that's what you need, but they've not been able to do that consistently, and we've seen it today. Now they're going back to being one-dimensional and having to settle for little checkdowns, but I like the fact you just continue to throw the football. I mean, you're a better throwing team than you are a running team at this point. You are what the numbers say you are. You throw the ball better than you run the football at this point in the season. You have to trust your passing game, and your offensive coordinator, Henry Burris, a CFL legend who knows something or two about passing, come up with some creative ways to expose this Bethune-Cookman secondary.
Here on 2nd and 7, play action, and he found his man, and it's complete to Ace Cobb. Cobb with just his 6th reception on the season, a 20-yard pickup and a first down.
Good job. You just want to fake the run, to hold the linebackers, to open up the throwing lane, and an open wide receiver, good inside slant route.
Cobb, the Orlando native, played his high school ball at Jones High, representing the same colors as Florida A&M. Johnson being chased, keeps his eyes upfield, and in that instance, Jay, quarterback that for me. Doesn't even get rid of the football.
Absolutely. I mean, he did a good job of making the first 2 guys miss. He took a quick peek upfield, and once you, as the clock in your head goes off, like, okay, if I don't see something really quick when I'm running for my life, just throw the ball to the sideline.
So a loss of 4 on the play. That's going to bring up 2nd and 14.
Stay aggressive with your play call and continue to throw the football. Just tighten up your pass protection.
Man, wide open, and that's Armand Burris. Touchdown, Rattlers. We talked about Henry Burris, the co-OC and the Canadian football legend. That's his son, Armand Burris, his first touchdown of the year. 44 yards out, and that's how you strike back if you're Florida A&M.
Yeah, I mean, they just froze the slot backer with the little half a play fake in the backfield, allow Burris to go untouched up the field. Miscommunication in the secondary. Easy throw and catch from Florida A&M.
The extra point attempt is no good. So a 17-9 ball game. And Jay, that quiets that 17 unanswered points put up by Bethune-Cookman. And FAMU made it look easy here.
So, you know, I think the key you have to look at is what is he doing on this one? Is he peeking in the backfield? Where is his vision? Is he looking in the backfield, or is he just focused on the wide receiver? Because how do you let somebody run right up the middle of the field,
and
runs right by him?
And Burris pointed him out.
Yep.
Burris pointed him out.
And that's a miscommunication. You know, he thought he saw a run. He attacked the ball in the backfield. They were trying to do some type of run-stopping blitz, but all bets are off when it's a pass. You have to see that before you go in. There's good recognition. You know what I like about a play like that? I mean, so often the casual viewer at home says, why are you faking that little play action in the backfield? Everybody knows you're going to throw it. Well, if somebody's got the key that they're responsible for run support, you give that little fake, you come in 3 or 4 steps, somebody comes in behind you. That's why. They're boring, and a lot of people question, no, you don't need to do that. Yeah, that's why you do it, to catch somebody off guard, and they focus on the wrong thing.
And Ross electing to bring it out of his own end zone, goes around the corner past the 25, and a flag out in the process. And one of the camera folks down on the sideline got run over in the process on the side. Jay, how many times have we seen penalties on returns this season?
That have nothing to do with the play.
Right.
Away from the
During
ball.
the return, holding, receiving team, 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. First down, Bethune-Cookman.
This is a costly one because they made 2 mistakes on special teams. They kicked the ball 5 yards in the end zone. You should have just taken a knee. Don't come out of the end zone. And then you get the holding penalty that puts you back on your 10-yard line. Florida A&M's thinking, hey, we get a stop right now. If we can get a 3-and-out, put some pressure on them, get the ball back before the half, chip into this lead some more, we're right back in the game going into the locker room. Bethune-Cookman, stay aggressive. You guys have been using your speed to pass. I don't like that.
But moving the pile is Kamani Robinson, and got a lot more than just what the initial contact allowed. A pickup of 7.
I like them running the ball, but I still like them attacking the perimeter. In this case right now, they're doing a kind of a slow tempo type of offense where they're going to try to run the ball, let some clock go down. And if Florida A&M gets this football back in this half, it'll be with less than a minute and a half, which is the plan for Bethune-Cookman.
Florida A&M with 1 timeout remaining also does have the 2-minute timeout to work with, as well as Nayron Jenkins stands up the ball carrier. And at the point of attack, he and Cameron Donald only let Robinson get 1, so it's going to bring up 3rd and short. Again,
take this play down. You don't snap this ball until you've got 3 or 4 seconds left on the play clock. Spread them out. I call some type of passing play in this situation, right? And if you don't see something you like, you want to tell Timmy McClain, you can pick up this first down with your legs.
Instead, the pass complete. Josh Evans picks up the first down. So Chase Lloyd was on the coverage, 18-yard gain.
So you take it to the 2-minute stoppage, play stoppage, and then once you come out of this 2-minute play stoppage, if you're Bethune-Cookman, it's go time. Step on the gas pedal and get the fireworks ready. Now you go to attack mode coming back from this break.
2-minute timeout.
Well, that takes us to the 2-minute timeout after the nice chunk play from Josh Evans, the redshirt freshman out of right here in Orlando, Florida, Olympia High School, pride of the Titans.
Introducing Verts. Swipe for news and highlights. Now available on the ESPN app.
Don't forget, coming up at the half, fantastic band performances we know are already in process. They're just loading. Bethune-Cookman marching Wildcats and Florida A&M's marching 100. As the marching Wildcats looking on, readying.
See Donovan Wells right there. He opened up the show, did the thing with First Take. That's Donovan Wells.
Yeah, Donovan Wells.
One of the best band directors in the country. I said it. Bethune-Cookman always a top 5 band in my eyes. I said it.
Tell me you stand for Bethune-Cookman without telling me you stand
Florida
for
A&M.
Bethune-Cookman.
Florida A&M, top 5
See,
band
you
all
like
time.
You like to get
all
on
time.
me. Oh, you say, okay, all time. You like to get on me all the time, but I can never question you. You're like, oh, no, you give me some excuse, Jay. 2 minutes left in the first half. In the pass completed to Lorenzo Jenkins. Remember Jenkins, who had that touchdown back in the first quarter?
And people wonder, we're going to halftime early, but I've given you an opportunity to give me a band you like that was not named the Marching 100.
I told you, I have said repeatedly, I think that the Southern's Human Jukebox is outstanding. I happen to like Jackson State's Sonic Boom of the South as well.
Good job there by Huggins,
speechless.
who's the playmaker there. Now what you do if you're Bethune-Cookman, though, don't let this time tick. You should know if you're going to get up there and spike it. I would have gone up there and spiked it. They lost about probably 10 seconds waiting right now.
At the 50-yard line, got 2 timeouts to work with as well. McLean spending a lot of time and then heaves it out of bounds with pressure in his face.
And see, this is when you have to realize, 2-minute offense, all about tempo. It's all about knowing the situation. Between when they picked up the first down to now, they lost 25 seconds, basically. All right, 25 seconds, and they still got 2nd and 10. You could have lost, 2 or 3 seconds, spiked the ball, then been facing the same situation.
Here on 2nd and 10. McLean calls his own number. Stantavius Smith in on the stop. And Smith is still down. Redshirt sophomore out of Albany, Georgia. Had 6 tackles last week in their game against Alabama A&M, and he is still down in some pain. The athletic training crew on to take a look. And so Smith, who is getting attention down on the field. Good opportunity, Jay, to just ask you about what you saw at the start of the season as Smith walking out off the field under his own power. That's a good sign. We'll get looked at some more on the sideline. What you saw from Florida A&M at the start of the season when they were down at the Orange Blossom Classic, to what you've seen from this defense now as they come up with a big 3rd and 7. They're trying to come up with a stop.
They're stout against the run, but I think the secondary's gotten a little bit looser. No cohesiveness in that secondary. They have to replace some key guys, and this is going to be a free play for Bethune-Cookman. Pass interference. Great play. And that's just a football play. Whether or not you like Florida A&M or Bethune-Cookman, you appreciate football. The quarterback knew he had a free play. Give his wide receiver a chance to make a play or get a better penalty down the field, as Jalik Thomas, number 17, Florida A&M, is going to be called for an obvious pass interference.
There were 2 fouls on the play, both against the defense. Offside, number 1. That penalty is declined. Pass interference, number 17. 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
This is where you struggle. 3rd down situation you made in the half, but doesn't locate the football. And once again, when you let a wide receiver get behind you as a defensive back, you're in no man's land. You don't know where the ball is. The speed for Bethune-Cookman once again giving Florida A&M secondary problems.
Now on the Florida A&M 32-yard line, fresh set of downs. McClain nearly intercepted. The Florida A&M barely got a, or almost got an interception right there. Amari Lee got a hand on it. Another look.
And McClain got away with one there. Threw the ball a little bit late. Nice break on the ball, changing directions by Amari Lee. But I actually thought I saw another wide receiver that was open. So there's some guys that are getting open in the secondary. It's just a matter of McClain making the right decision where to go with the football.
Wow. McClain, nice move to try to get away. And Floyd and going forward, he's impressed me. Along with the cuts that we've seen from the Bethune-Cookman playmakers, but he's done a good job of managing this ball game, making the plays when needed, but not trying to do too much.
Yeah, I mean, that play was sniffed out. That's why he got the start over, I believe, Ransom today. RPO, they had two defenders there, able to split the difference and pick up the first down.
Oh, that's another pass interference right there. More obvious than the other, as Corey Collier Jr. is the guilty party.
When you can't guard him, hold him.
Pass interference, defense, number 10. Penalty will be enforced, half the distance to the goal, automatic first down.
You know, the former DB and Coach Colsey and the former cornerback at Florida State are part of that national championship team. He feels some type of way about these pass interferences.
I mean, before that, he was behind him, and then he pulled him around the net to get in front of Huggins. Huggins is going to be a tough matchup. You know, I just think Florida A&M's defensive secondary right now might not have known how fast these guys are in person. To see him on film is one thing, but when you got to guard them one-on-one, these guys are moving that quickly. Tough matchup.
Huggins reaching out for the pylon. Touchdown is signaled. Stands on his head after that.
You talked about you like Timmy McClain. Timmy McClain's playing quarterback at a high level there. They brought a blitz. He was able to see it, recognize it, pump fake, and get rid of the football and allow Huggins to do the rest. And if you're going to see the blitz, they've got it dialed up. This is just a three-man route. But instead of the sack, you get the ball to your playmaker, and Huggins does the rest.
Again, it was Amari Lee who tried to stop Huggins, but that stretch out for the end zone. And Juan Dominguez on to attempt the extra point. It's up and it's through. Couple of touchdowns today for Timmy McClain from his quarterback position, playing it well.
How do you stay so calm with all that pressure? When you're just as fast as the guys that are coming to get you, you can stay calm, cool, collected. That's what we saw Timmy McClain do.
Well, in talking to Coach Woody and his staff, you know, he talked about how he has made an impact with his competitiveness, the way that he has been so savvy from that QB position anytime that he has gotten the opportunity to get on the field. And he is making good of his time today here at Campbell Memorial Stadium.
And we need to check our stat guy in my memory. Did they just go, how many yards was that drive they got there?
90 yards.
Wow. Statement.
12 plays, 90 yards, just over 3.5 minutes.
Offsides penalty was a big one, and then the pass interference penalties. But that's the type of drive you need when you're trying to eliminate doubt. And Bethune-Cookman's trying to put an end to this streak, off to a pretty good start in this first half.
We talked about the bands getting ready. The reigning band of the year under the direction of Dr. Shelby Chipman, the Marching 100. Standing, looking on, like, I like that approach because on one end zone, you've got the Marching 100 kind of standing in the tunnel, right?
And standing at attention
And then on the other side of the field, in the Wildcats end zone, you've got the marching
That
Wildcats.
says it all to me right there, Tiff. You know why? Because when you saw FAMU's band, what'd you say? The reigning band of the year. What do I always say that you get mad at? There's one school that could care less about Florida A&M having the reigning band of the year. And who is it? What school is that could care less about FAMU being the band of the year?
No need to hear our fodder.
White
Everyone
hats
at home
Bethune-Cookman.
can form their own opinion
Yes.
at halftime because both bands will take the field. You can watch the entire performance on ESPN3. And of course, our ESPN app. So everybody in Camping World Stadium getting ready. Meanwhile, the Wildcats go into the locker room with a 24-9 lead at the half over rival Florida A&M. We said, throw the record books out the window. You never know what's going to happen here in a rivalry game. The Florida Classic halfway through here in Orlando. We're ready for the other show to begin when we come back.
took a couple digs that, you know, they did that. You like the digs that both
Yeah,
schools took.
each side has to do that. You got to, because when you think about the football game right now, Bethune-Cookman leading it 24-9. As we flash back to the first half, 242 yards of total offense thus far.
Speed.
Both teams making each other pay for their turnovers. I'm curious to know, Jay, just the adjustments that each side needs to make. Florida A&M, I'll get your opinion first after this kickoff. Kanari Wilcher back to receive it. And Wilcher across the 20, 25, and 30, still on his feet. And Kanari Wilcher with a solid return. So in your opinion, what does Florida A&M's offense need to do to look like what they've done over the last 5 games?
Offensively, they need to throw the football, trust it, and protect, but they need to take up more downfield shots, use the speed of Bethune-Cookman against them. So what you would say is, what do you do with a team that's faster? You got to push them around, the power. But Florida A&M doesn't seem to be as physical as they've been in years past, so you're going to need guys like Wilcher to make some big plays in the passing game for Florida A&M to score some points.
Well, both quarterbacks have been pretty efficient. R.J. Johnson, the third, 9 of 11 for 107 yards. He's got that one TD pass. He's trying to add to that total here as we start the third quarter. Thad Franklin Jr. running off and going off right now. Nobody can bring him down until right then. As a powerful run from Thad Franklin Jr., a pickup of 25.
We talked about, well, a team that's faster, you have to bust them in the mouth. You got to pop them, be physical. And Florida A&M has to be physical. Thad Franklin can be that guy. Power neutralizes speed, just like speed can neutralize power.
Out of Winter Park, Florida, the senior, and now he gets a rest. Levante Somerset in the field. And they're going to do a little trickeration down the field. Kanari Wilcher. And pass incomplete, double coverage. As both Somerset tried to hook up with Kanari Wilcher on the pass.
Tell from the sweep when he started dropping right away, didn't necessarily sell it so well. Great job by Antoine Watts, number 15, of recognizing it was a type of trick play, getting deep enough to just disrupt it just enough.
There's Henry Burris up in the booth, co-offensive coordinator, part of that passing game coordination, and incomplete as they tried to get it into Jordan Edwards, who had a catch back in that first half. And Matthew McKenzie on the stop. Well, remember, you go back to last year, and Henry Burris got bumped up to offensive coordinator after that surprising loss at home to Mississippi Valley State. Coach Colsey III said, hey, we needed to make a change, and he tapped on Burris to do that in the passing game. His son, Armand, loaned for the only touchdown of the game for Florida A&M. On 3rd and 10, an easy passing catch to Goldie Lawrence, who was along the sideline on a first down. Lawrence, who has really grown up in this offense since joining the team a couple years ago. He too out of Sanford Seminole.
What you've seen from R.J. Johnson, when they provide him the protection, he goes the right place with the football. Very efficient passer, passing over 80% in this game already. He's making good decisions. Just shore up your protection.
Somerset able to stay on his feet. Nicholas Rawls the second with the tackle. Gain of 6.
I like the effort by the offensive line along with the running backs who've been back there, whether it's been Somerset or Franklin. They're not letting the initial contact bring them down. They're taking the velocity to the defenders, getting that forward lean and picking up yardage when it's not there.
High snap. And they gave it to Kanari Wilcher on the jet sweep, and he picks up the first down. Well, you gave credit, Jay, to that offensive line for Florida A&M coming out a little bit differently, giving Johnson some more protection and time, and creating holes and spaces for the this offense here in the third quarter. Elijah Philippe, Charles Davis, Ricky Taylor, Ashton Grable, Christopher Williams, especially in that guard and center position. Very experienced up front. R.J. Johnson had Kanari Wilcher just off the mark. That would have been a touchdown.
Had him there, just outstretched arms there. The initial read wasn't there on the first level, so he went to the second level. This is open. You got to get that football to him. You got to place it right on him. Nothing Wilcher can really do. Just missed, but as a quarterback, as you're going to your left, you've got to square those shoulders around quicker in anticipation. I think he was really just a second behind, which threw off his accuracy.
Play action again, zipped in, and Burris once again, 2 touchdowns on the day, 17 yards out. FAMU strikes first in the second half.
What a great job by the Rattlers coming out of the locker room. They set it up with the hard running by Franklin and Somerset. And then we saw this play in the first half, and Bethune-Cookman couldn't defend it. Once again, seems like there's communication problems between both safeties as Burris goes in for another touchdown today. 2
receptions, 2 touchdowns today for Armand Burris. The extra point is up and through. And here come the Rattlers.
Well, we can say it, they got it going with the pass protection. And what do the Rattlers do, Tiffany, when they get it going? They strike. They strike. Can they strike again? That'll be the question we need to know when we come back.
Well, the bands have returned to the stands after their halftime performances. The Marching 100 up and playing after that touchdown. Taking a look at the second half comebacks for James Colsey III and his team this season. They've gotten 3 wins when trailing at the half. Their largest comeback is that homecoming game against Alcorn State. They trail by 5. Today, by as many as 15. They're trying to turn the tide here in the second half.
I would say this about Colsey. I mean, your team's going to be a reflection of you. So they get in these close games and they fight. I mean, they fight to the end. They've got some close losses. They've got some comeback wins, which says something about you. And there's a lot of noise taking place in Tallahassee. A lot of noise. Always a lot of noise in Tallahassee. But there's a lot of noise taking place around this football program and Coach Colsey. He's done a really good job of blocking out the noise.
They've done a good job of blocking for Juan Rodriguez on that return for Bethune-Cookman out to about the 45-yard line after a return of 28.
Right now, within the score. The team came out, responded well out of the locker room. Now the pressure goes to Bethune-Cookman again. I thought at the end of the first half, they kind of taken the momentum. The body language of the Florida A&M players was like, man, again. Now Florida A&M starting to show some signs of life. That spark they got offensively. Can the defense match the offensive intensity coming out of the locker room in the second half?
Here on first down, the run for Rashawn Brown, and Brown out to the 50-yard line. Justice Cross making the tackle.
I really like the play selection by Dante Pimpleton, the offensive coordinator. You know, coming out locker room, you know those guys inside are going to be fresh. Cam Donald, who you just saw, number 90. Demetrius, number 0. They're going to be fresh coming out the locker room. Run off edge. Run the ball off tackle. Don't run in between the guards. You don't need any A-gap power. Keep running the ball off tackle if you're Bethune-Cookman and mix in some of that speed off the wide receivers.
Well, you look at how well they've done on the ground today, 158 yards. And here going through the air, and it's batted out of the air by Chase Lloyd. The intended target was Marquis Johnson.
Long incomplete pass, but did you see how he was separating from him? I mean, you talk about Chase Lloyd being in the trail position. He's a cornerback, and if that ball was thrown a little bit closer to him, would have did it. That speed still a factor for Bethune-Cookman offensively. I want to see how Florida A&M is going to answer.
The Wildcats 50% on third downs so far in this game. The line to gain, the Rattler 45. With plenty of time, and a man right there is Josh Evans, gets it an easy first down completion, tacks on a little bit more, 13-yard gain.
And the defensive line for Florida A&M has to do a better job. You know, we know there's a lot of speed at wide receiver for Bethune-Cookman, but I think the D-line has to do a better job of getting in McClain's face. He's not easy to bring down. He's a very agile quarterback.
They're doing a good job on the run there as the Rattlers bring him down. Brian Norris Jr., the middle linebacker, makes the tackle.
Norris has been a good one. Transfer came in, made an impact for this defense. I'm just surprised. I've rarely seen a team where I just say, wow, they're just faster than Florida A&M. You normally don't say that. And, you know, the Rattler fans are going to question that and wonder how that happened, but you can see with your own eyes, these guys from Bethune-Cookman are quick.
Plenty of time for Timothy McClain, giving chase out of bounds. A couple of Rattlers, Jenkins, and Demetrius. And so now 3rd and 10 upcoming. If you can't bring him down, is that the next best thing?
Yes. Flush him out the pocket. The secondary coverage was good. I've jumped on them, not really doing great coverage. But in that case there, the secondary did their job, and the defensive line didn't let him get comfortable in the pocket. They flushed him out of the pocket. All he could do was throw away. Now you need that same type of intensity starting with your defensive line to get after the quarterback.
And coming up with the pass breakup is Amari Lee. Good recognition there from Lee, and it's 4th down.
Yeah, you're talking to the quarterback, McClain. I get that. He was late. You cannot wait for a curl route. Once he comes out of his break, that ball should have been gone. You can tell that allowed the defensive back Lee to come around. See, ball should be gone. He's coming back towards you. You should have anticipated when you got rid of that football a little bit sooner. Florida A&M does a job and gets off the field on 3rd down.
Well, Juan Dominguez is long so far this season, a 44-yarder a couple of weeks ago. This one from 54, so stretching the limits of that leg. It's no good. So Raymond Woody Jr. taking a gamble there with the leg of Dominguez. And no points out of that drive. We're trying to test the limits They're comfortable from about 45, 46. He tried it, just came up a little short. Well, back here in this rivalry game, the Florida Classic 24-16 in favor of Bethune-Cookman. As we take a look at the HBCU scoreboard, a look around, Jay, we already know South Carolina State handling business, MEAC champions for a second year in a row. In the SWAC, Texas Southern with the lead over Alabama A&M and Jackson State.
Can you cut to the chase, Tiff? You're teasing them. Everybody wants to know.
Hey, look.
Jackson State wins versus Alcorn State. They clinch going to the SWAC championship.
Yes.
If they lose, then Alabama State will go to the SWAC championship. And you talk about the Valley, Texas Southern. You're such a diplomat. I get you. I'm a football guy.
You're a football guy.
We showed the Delaware State score. Great season for Coach Jackson and crew. But South Carolina State, we talked about them going back to the Celebration Bowl. And it looks like TC Taylor and Jack State, that game was 24-7. Alcorn putting up a fight down there in Mississippi.
And look, that's a Soul Bowl. That's another really important rivalry game. And no Jacobian Morgan, you know, waiting to see if he will make a return for the Tigers at quarterback before perhaps the SWAC championship game or the Celebration Bowl, if they make it to the Celebration Bowl.
And let's not forget about Prairie View A&M. That team surprised a lot of teams. They handled their business handedly today. Jermaine Jackson, the coach there, doing a phenomenal job in his first year. See, now if you're Florida A&M, you have to think, as long as I protect my quarterback, we know Johnson's going to make the right decision with the football. So the offensive line has to take it upon themselves with the 3, maybe 4-man rush. We have to be able to protect the pocket and allow R.J. Johnson to pick apart this defense.
Johnson out of the Atlanta area.
He should hurry up.
Indeed, just before the play clock expired, he gets it out and the ball dropped by Jamal Haley. Right play as he had Steven Sparrow right on his back and Haley couldn't come up with it. It's 4th down.
And once again, we saw Lassiter applying a little bit of pressure up top. But there would have been a foot race to see if Rayleigh would have gotten the first down. He had the leverage, pardon me, it's Haley. He had the leverage, but it would have been a foot race.
So Inksler back on to punt it away, and to this point, Malik Huggins hasn't had too much to work with in the return game. And this one, a towering punt taking a rattler bounce. Well, look here how Bethune-Cookman was able to get on the board. It was Timothy McLean who found his buddy in the end zone, who did some extra work, and Lorenzo Jenkins was the first TD of the day.
Then all of a sudden the racehorse got involved. Kamani Robinson found a crease, outran the entire defense from Florida A&M. And then just an athletic move by McLean to get the ball to his playmaker. Malik Huggins did the rest for the third touchdown for the Wildcats.
Personal foul, receiving team, number 17. That penalty will be enforced half the distance of the goal from the end of the kick. First down, Bethune-Cookman.
So the personal foul going against Bethune-Cookman. And it's going to back them up to their own 11-yard line to start this drive. We did see a drive from them before the end of the half, going 90 yards. Let's see if we can get another look.
Yeah, they
that
call
right
it
side.
Far right side. Once again, special teams play, completely away from the play. Far right sideline, blocking somebody at least 4 or 5 yards out of bounds. No reason to do it. Cost your team valuable field position.
Stantavius Smith, who was banged up earlier, makes the tackle of Kamani Robinson.
And Bethune-Cookman, they need to keep this game fast, right? When you're the speed team and the finesse team, you can't get into an ugly football game. Florida A&M would love for this game to get ugly. Personal fouls, holding, penalties, late hits. They would want that because that's what you do to a team that, I'm not calling them finesse, but that's speed-based, tempo-based. You make it ugly. Bethune has to keep it a clean game and rely on their speed.
On the drop back, McLean with the throw. Malik Huggins with the move. And Huggins, he's a guy that you just kind of hold your breath from Coach Woody's hometown of Bradenton, Florida.
I want you to explain to me what you just saw. What did you just see? That speed.
Right.
That speed makes you drop back, and that enabled Huggins to run a 15-yard out route, catch the ball, spin the defensive back like a top, and pick up more yards.
They go on the ground with Robinson. Not much room to run. So 2nd and 9. Jay, did you feel any particular type of energy coming into the game, or what you were able to glean from the coaches about just how big this one was going to be as compared to years past, as Lorenzo Jenkins makes a move and gets another first down?
These cornerbacks are like, are you going to give me some help? Coach, can you play some zone coverage, please, so we can attack them and keep them in front of us? But I did get the feeling that Florida A&M, Coach Colsey was relying on, they know they can't beat us. Bethune's not supposed to beat Florida A&M, and that's the swagger he said he hoped his team would bring it to the game. Respected his opponent, but I think he was feeling that.
The jet sweep, that's Ross. And Ross brought down and slung down by Nayron Jenkins near the first down marker. It's going to bring up 2nd and 2.
On first down, that was another what type play?
Chunk play.
Chunk play. I mean, they're not just getting the yardage needed. They're getting chunks of yards on first down to move the ball against this Florida A&M defense.
And when we talked with Raymond Woody Jr. before the game, he said, look, we've got to protect up front, right? We've got to win this in the trenches. We said, well, what guy in particular? He said, look, up front.
He wanted to name them all, and right there, good job. Successful play, but there's a penalty down, which may bring it back a whole, and that has to drive you crazy.
Holding offense, number 79. 10-yard penalty, 2nd down.
And that's the anchor man, Antoine Wells, right here out of Orlando, Florida. Part of their leadership council, and a guy who has meant so much to this program from the time he stepped foot on campus.
Does he know he's on camera?
Yeah, I don't know.
They've got the
Right,
jumbotrons
yeah.
up here. I wouldn't smile after the holding penalty, big fella. Keep an eye. Bottom of your screen, that's where Malik Huggins is lined up.
Huggins, they go exactly to him. With a few rattlers around him as he skips out of bounds. 3rd and short.
I mean, that's too much cushion. I mean, you just got a holding penalty. It's going to bring you back 10 yards. And now you play so much off coverage against a threat. You get up in their face. I think you have to change that. You can't keep playing soft coverage. I like this approach now. Get in his face, see if you can at least stop him on the line of scrimmage to disrupt the route. No clean free releases.
Trying to bring the blitz, and instead it's Juan Rodriguez with a big run. Jalik Thomas brings him down, but Rodriguez, another one of those true freshmen in the running back stable.
Good job just lowering the shoulder because he knew he needed the necessary yardage, and then saw daylight to the outside after he picked up the big gain. And you said it, Jeff. These 3 running backs, Robinson, Rodriguez, and Brown, all freshmen, keep this group together. Gonna be trouble.
They go back left side once more. Rodriguez, and solid runs on 1st down, picks up another and moves the chains. Jay, you talked about those chunk plays, 5 plays of 10 yards or more on this drive alone for Bethune-Cookman.
Yeah, dominating 1st down, not playing behind the yardage markers, staying ahead, really doing a good job of play calling by Dante Pimpleton, the offensive coordinator. Exotic formations, making you think.
Just as that was said, a little movement up front.
False start offense. Number 79. 5-yard penalty. 1st down.
2nd penalty of the drive against Wells.
See, they're setting you up. Anytime you see this bunch formation to the short side of the field, they're trying to set you up to come across formation.
Right there, good open field tackle made by Jason Riles. Sniffed it out immediately, loss of 2.
Great open field tackle. That's knowing your keys. You see a formation that doesn't quite belong on that side of the field. Look for something to come across my face. He recognized the tight end Morales coming across, able to make the tackle. Big play for Florida A&M.
So now here on 2nd and 17, Riles looking on. The defense readies for the Rattlers. The snap to McLean. Surveying. Flushed out. Off of 1 foot, and the pass incomplete. Terrell Scott, Short Jr. rather. His first pass attempt.
And if you can move McLean off his spot in the pocket, seems to lose that accuracy a little bit at times there, but when you allow him to stay in the pocket and allow these guys to get free releases up the field, that's when this offense is dangerous.
For Florida A&M, they've got to try to hold because Bethune-Cookman has had success on 3rd downs earlier in this game, and doing so, they hold them in check. Simeon Hines was right there.
Wow, surprised when you've got so much speed, you elect to try and go for the RPO with the quarterback. He pulled and called his own number, but nothing there, forcing another long field goal attempt.
We saw Dominguez attempted from 54 yards out, this time from 47, much closer to his comfort. This would be a season long. This one has the leg, it's up, and it's no good.
Plenty of leg. but not the location, and hooked it to the left.
So a couple of opportunities missed on the drives for Bethune-Cookman. They come up empty, and Raymond Woody Jr. hoping, and sees it, goes wide left.
The college football playoff selection show, the bracket will be filled. Judgment Day is here.
Hoo-wee! All right, the bracket as it stands now with the current rankings. Jay, illuminate this for us.
Tulane's a team right now, non-power four that everybody's talking about. I'm going to tell you the team I would say watch out. BYU wins the game tonight. Don't let BYU get up in there. They could be trouble. They've got defense that can do it. And then the talk is at Miami, Notre Dame. You know, how's Notre Dame above Miami when Miami beat Notre Dame?
How is Alabama State above Jackson State when Jackson State beat Alabama State? Pass incomplete. Naeem Lassiter was there on the coverage. You're on 2nd and 10.
And you've seen the dynamic change. When you ask me, what do they need to do offensively? Well, unfortunately, you have to become one-dimensional. R.J. Johnson's going to win this football game for you. You may pop a run in there with Franklin and Somerset, but the right arm of Johnson is going to be the key.
This time, he connects with his receiver, Goldie Lawrence, who is flung to the ground, but holds on. So here on 3rd and 2, with 36 seconds and ticking in this 3rd quarter. It was Florida A&M who received the ball first in the half, 8 plays, 68 yards in under 3 minutes. Scored a touchdown. With 3 and out their last series.
Look at this. Look at this. You got a quarterback that's a 70% passer, and they took it out of his hands, tried to do a jet sweep. Are they going to call this an incompletion, which would help Florida? They're going to have to look at this because is it a forward pass or is this a forward handoff? Did he run with the ball and it come out? He never had it, but I don't call that a forward pass.
I don't either. If we could,
it wasn't a flick. He handed the ball off to him. Wow, Florida A&M's going to be very fortunate to get away with this punt right here because that was a handoff.
And Inksler, who has been busy this afternoon on on the punt. Fair caught by Malik Huggins. That takes us to the end of the third quarter. Well, only one score in this second half thus far, and it came by way of R.J. Johnson III to Armand Burris for his second TD of the game. It's a one-score game, folks. Interesting fourth quarter developing in the fourth. Jay Walker, Tiffany Green back with you in Orlando. James Colsey III, the Florida A&M head coach, with us now. And Coach Colsey, down by one score. What's it going to take for you guys to close out and finish and try to get the win?
Just execute, man. You know, we've had a couple third downs where we make the catch, the drives continue. It's more about us right now than I suppose what Bethune's doing. You know, so just got to finish plays and most importantly, third down.
Coach Colsey, it seems to me like the speed of Bethune-Cookman might have taken y'all by surprise. It seems like they're a very fast football team. Did you anticipate, know how much team speed they were bringing to the table?
We thought they had some speed, but, you know, obviously we're not setting the edge the way we need to, so that speed just looks like it looks a little faster than you think. But, you know, we got to set the edges. We got to make sure we're staying down with good knee bend and putting our helmet in there to make some tackles. But, you know, they've done a pretty good job so far. We've stopped them a couple times as well, but it's important. You know, third down right now, this fourth quarter is going to be huge for both teams.
All right, thanks, Coach.
Thanks, guys.
Offense, number 55. Penalty will be enforced. Half the distance to the goal. First down.
So that wipes out a 16-yard reception for Bethune-Cookman after the hold, the backup center, Christian Lovin.
And I like that. The penalty's called on you. Go ask the official. What I do, here's what I thought I saw. And a lot of times, the official will recognize that you may get away with something on the next call because you explained your point of view.
The handoff, and that's Rodriguez. And Juan Rodriguez, who has been quick as a injured Rattler down on the field, back near about the 14-yard line. He's still down. as the athletic training staff for Florida A&M sprints onto the field to take a look. Can't see his number right now, but we'll tell you more about the injured player when we come back. Junior from the Rattlers secondary walking off after being down, the fifth-year senior out of Miami, Florida. We'll get attention on the sideline. Holding that right arm. Now on 2nd and 2. And good tackle there as Jason Riles gets the ball carrier first. As Rodriguez, no gain on the play. And it's going to bring up 3rd down.
And this is one where you have to find number 13 in the secondary. That's Justin Bostic. He came in to replace Collier in the secondary. We know the defensive secondary has been having some trouble with these Bethune-Cookman wide receivers. So they're going to keep the backup, Bostic, they're keeping him high, deep away from the line of scrimmage, not putting him in harm's way.
4 of 8 on 3rd downs,
yes,
and not gonna get there. DJ Jones with the surge up front, among others for the Rattlers defense. And 4th down as they hold Robinson.
It has to be disappointing after a 2nd and 2. Consecutive plays, not able to rush for it. And the Florida A&M starting to make this game ugly, make it a little muddy, get the penalties to help you out, slow down the Wildcats' tempo.
Max Tullen, the Aussie punter for the Wildcats, gets it away and takes a friendly Wildcat bounce inside the 20 and down at the 18. A 53-yard punt from the redshirt junior out of Melbourne. And Jay, you had the opportunity to meet the parents of Max Tullen.
As they would say in Australia, lovely to meet them. Lovely to meet them, quality mother and father. And they say they come to the Classic every year, and Max Tullen did not play rugby. He played Australian rules football. There's a difference between that and rugby. I learned that, but delightful parents and sister were here as well. And they said, hey, our son's going to need to make some kicks inside the 20-yard line for our team to help his team, and he did just that.
Well, indeed he did, a 53-yard boot. And now it's going to hand the ball over to the Rattlers from their own 18. Johnson, who overthrows, is into demand of Miles Campbell. And it's second down.
Just take a look at R.J. Johnson, just misconnected with Miles Campbell's on the corner route, but you got to like this. And look at those numbers.
Yep.
I mean, young in his college football career, Florida Clash is going to come down to him. I said that coming out of the locker room. He's going to have to make some throws, and I think, fortunately for the Rattlers, he's more than capable of making those throws. What'd I tell you?
There's a throw right there, and it was broken up. Great defense there by Naeem Lassiter. It was in and out of the hands of Ace Cobb.
Wow, that was going to be
great defensive play.
Yeah, I mean, accurately thrown ball, but just a better defensive play made by Lassiter, who was beat. And the ball's there, puts it up. And good job of just dislodging the football, causing some distraction where Cobb couldn't haul in the big grab.
Second PBU of the game for Lassiter out of Tampa, Florida. Johnson rolls to his left, pass complete, the crossing route as Burris is slammed down. That's the only catch that Burris has had today that hasn't been for a touchdown. But it's good enough for a first down.
Yeah. Good job of escaping the pocket, keeping his eyes downfield, and finds Burris coming back to his quarterback.
The delayed handoff and draw up the middle. Thad Franklin Jr. is undercut by Watts. And another first down. So back-to-back plays, back-to-back first downs for the Rattlers.
It's like a little freeze draw. Watch everybody just freeze and then take off. And you've got 230 pounds coming at you downhill, getting low. That was a business decision by Malik Stennett. Tackle the ankles, don't test your manhood going shoulder pad to shoulder pad.
Out of the hands, and Ace Cobb missed tackle there on the outside, and Cobb crossed the 40, pushed out just around the 30 by Watts. 30-yard pickup on the pass, and yards after catch.
Not a good angle taken by the defensive back there, McKenzie. And we talked about the Bethune-Cookman wide receivers. Well, these are some Florida boys playing wide receiver for Florida A&M as well. They can make you miss an open space.
3 straight first downs for FAMU. And R.J. Johnson III taking off himself. And Johnson, we haven't seen that much today, getting it done with his legs. Pick up a 14.
This is how you play the quarterback position. Take a look, go through your progressions. Not there, I got to get out of here. I have to find some place to escape. And he does get the necessary yardage and get out of bounds. R.J. Johnson looks like the game is really slowing down to him. And he's starting to have fun back there playing quarterback.
Rolling downhill, 4 straight now. First downs in a row for Florida A&M. Johnson taking off again. Again, the SWAC leading passer deciding to try to get things done with his legs. It's going to bring up 2nd and 6.
And Bethune-Cookman trying to substitute some D linemen because they look absolutely exhausted. The whole defense for Bethune-Cookman, hands on their hips. Florida A&M's mashing ahead, while the Bethune-Cookman defense is trying to figure out a way to get off the field. But look at that. They are exhausted. Good job by Florida A&M making them pay with a long drive.
Johnson rolling, looking, goes back.
That's grounded. Anybody in the area.
Yeah, he threw it back to the center. That was Ricky Taylor, who is not an eligible receiver.
And that ball didn't get to the line of scrimmage. And, ball has to cross the line of scrimmage. Fortunate that's not a loss of down plus a penalty. If I were Bethune-Cookman on the sideline, I would ask questions. Is there a running back anywhere in the facility? He realized nowhere to go. You got to be kidding me. Another call Florida A&M's gotten away with in this game. Look out.
Johnson goes down. Big rush by Keon Clark. The sack there from the redshirt sophomore out of Tampa. And a huge play on third down to lower the boom.
Clark doing a good job on the inside swim move. They brought in fresh legs, and once he gets inside, able to bring the quarterback down. The pride of Tampa Bay Tech.
Tech. Now, here a 37-yard attempt for Daniel Porto. And it goes through. So it's been Florida A&M with 10 unanswered points coming out of the locker room. They inch a little bit closer to Bethune-Cookman. Now 5 points just separating the two. Well, Daniel Porto is back home here in Orlando, knocked over by his teammate, says, oh good, I made the field goal. (24-19), a close ball game here with 8 minutes and 49 seconds to go in this Florida Classic game between Bethune-Cookman and Florida A&M. Speaking of great rattlers, how about Earl the Hitman Holmes, FAMU and MEAC Hall of Famer before, obviously, Florida A&M moving over to the SWAC.
Absolutely, one of the guys, I'm a newly inducted member of the Black College Football Hall of Fame. And I wholeheartedly believe Earl Holmes is supposed to be one of my colleagues in there. One of the most dominant players that played for Florida A&M and represented everybody well in HBCU football. In the NFL, well, started as a rookie for the Pittsburgh Steelers, high draft choice. Earl Holmes, a FAMU legend, who I think belongs in the Black College Football Hall of Fame. Am I using my bully bullpit the right way?
Yes, you done good, Jay. I'm proud of you. Decade plus in the league, and Earl Holmes even coached his alma mater for a little bit. And so I love that. I love you using your pulpit to advocate for others.
I learned from you.
Really well.
I learned from you. Learned from the best. And I did not know Earl Holmes is a member of Kappa Alpha Psi.
Oh.
Did you know that?
I did not know that.
Wow.
I did not.
Come on, do your Rattler history.
What? Meanwhile, we talk about some legends.
You got that balance.
Who played in this game? A fellow who coached in this game and was mightily successful, Alvin Wyatt. And let me tell you, folks, we could go along with his head coaching career as a football coach, the winningest in program history, or the basketball coach on the women's side, again, winningest in program history. But we all remember his championships and his wardrobe.
The wardrobe stands out.
Yeah.
the Wardrobe Center, and what you see that picture there, that's how he coached. Nobody else coached like that in America. But what Coach Wide told me today, Jay, I had a whole lot of interceptions, and he played in the National Football League. He belongs in the Black College Football Hall of Fame as well. It was Rasheem Mathis that broke his record all-time for interceptions at Bethune-Cookman. And, you know, you just can't say Bethune-Cookman College, Bethune-Cookman University without thinking Alvin Shine Wyatt. Yep. So you got to balance it out. You go for a Rattler, you got to go for a Wildcat.
No, I like it, and I really appreciate you advocating for 2 new members of the Black College Football Hall of Fame, right? You're using your powers for good, Jay.
Now, crucial time right now. Bethune-Cookman, you saw the 3 previous drives. No points on the board coming out of the locker room. They need to find their rhythm again.
Completion to Ricky Shaw II, his first of the game.
And now, if you're Kenwick Thompson, the D coordinator for Florida A&M, because Bethune-Cookman has been slowed down in the second half, that gives you the ability for your defensive secondary to play a little bit more off. Make Bethune execute, let them give up the short stuff and come up and make the tackle, because Bethune has not been able to go all the way down the field on you this half.
On 3rd and 5, dropped by Ricky Shaw II, who caught the previous ball from McLean, and now a quick 3 and out from this offense for the Wildcats.
And that's what you do when you play quarters. You say, I'm going to make them execute their offense. And if they do, we'll come up, make the tackle, and it'll be another 3 downs. And they have to do it over and over and over again. Well, Bethune-Cookman not able to execute their offense. 3 and out. Florida A&M, who would have thought we were going to say this, with an opportunity to take the lead in the 4th quarter.
Well, if you watch the game early on, it felt like Bethune-Cookman had the momentum. Obviously, they were up by as many as 15 points, but Florida A&M has been resolute and looking to execute here on the return. It's Jalen Rogers, and Rogers brought down, and good special teams play by Cummings. So Florida A&M will get the ball back. We'll see what they do with it when you return. Oh my goodness. I can't focus right now. Look at that little fella. Said I didn't do it. Hey, chilling with the grandparents. This is what it's all about though, Jay. Like, this is the beauty. I was a little youngin'. That was you. Yes, right. Coming to the Florida Classic, just like that. Raise them young, whether it was Bethune-Cookman or Florida A&M. You got to raise them up right. For Bethune-Cookman, they're looking for their first win since 2019. They have not beaten Florida A&M since entering the SWAC. Meanwhile, Florida A&M trying to make it 5 straight over their in-state rivals.
And we knew, right when you thought one team's going to run away with it, they remind you, no, this is the Florida Classic. Nobody ever runs away with this football game. I mean, since I've been doing it, I've seen a team come in clearly favored to win it and go home with an L, or escape in overtime, and shaping up to be that type of Florida Classic once again. And Florida A&M has managed to make this an ugly game. In the second half, slowed down Bethune-Cookman offensively. And they have it more to their liking right now.
The handoff, that's Jamal Haley. Haley with the burst. Ladies and gentlemen, the afterburners are on. He takes it to the house. "72 yards for Jamal Haley." Ugly game, I think not, because that right there, Jay, was pretty.
They've been waiting to find a crease. So once they got to where they can go back to their game plan and just play football, maybe have the balanced offense, the offensive line came to life. Nice crease for the junior from Benton Harbor, Michigan, as he made an impact here in the Sunshine State.
Longest rush of the season for Florida A&M. And on that drive, you said Florida A&M with the chance to take the lead. They indeed do so, and now will attempt the two-point conversion to try to go up by a field goal.
This is a trick play. They're taking so long to get there. They're going to get up to the line, try and get it by formation, and snap it quick.
Florida A&M electing to spend a timeout here.
Timeout. Florida A&M.
Before their two-point conversion attempt.
Second timeout.
They're 2 of 6 so far this season, Jay. I wanted to make sure they had it right.
Yeah, and pretty big two-point conversion coming up right now, because if you go up by 3 points, field goal ties you. If you don't get this, field goal can beat you. Although Bethune-Cookman yet to make a field goal in this game, like to have that cushion. So agree with the timeout by Coach Colsey, get everything situated. And you got 3 yards to get 2 points to give yourself a little bit more cushion.
Campbell goes in motion. And the two-point conversion is good. Goldie Lawrence comes up with it. And the Rattlers with their first lead of the game since they went up 3-0 early in the first quarter.
Showing some resolve and able to just sneak the tight end. They lined up Lawrence as a tight end and was able to come across the formation. Nobody saw him.
And James Colsey III told us, look, it's about us. It's about executing. It's about finding a way and not worrying about what they're doing. You said he had that swagger coming in, 18 unanswered points to answer what we saw Bethune-Cookman do in the first half, and they've really grabbed the reins here. The rushing yards, Jay, tell the story. 120-plus yards here in this second half, where it was rather anemic through the first 2 quarters.
I'm really going to give credit though to R.J. Johnson. You know, when they needed to get some offense and the running game wasn't there, he opened it up with his right arm, making the throws necessary to keep the drives alive and along with his legs.
Ross looking for a little bit of a crease, and Hines swings him out. So a couple of back-to-back 3-and-outs for Timothy McLean and this Wildcat offense. They've got 7:40 to go in this game, trailing by a field goal.
Find their tempo. When Bethune-Cookman is rolling, they're an up-tempo offense calling a lot of plays. But you see the last 2 drives have been 3 plays and out.
And so now they snap it with 1 second left on the play clock. The handoff to the running back Robinson as he's brought down by Riles. Quick pick up a 5 for the red shirt, or rather the freshman.
And the first down success rate continues to be there. They picked up 5 yards, but it's second down that's really got them in trouble. Almost a wasted play. They need to take advantage of second down.
Again, that spin move has been so effective as Javon Ross trying to outrun Amari Lee.
Wow.
The arm tackle, he breaks loose and is in. 67 yards. And the Wildcats answer.
Five-yard pass, crossing route, change of direction, make a guy miss, then turn off the afterburners. What a phenomenal play by Ross.
His first catch of the day, the points put Bethune-Cookman back on top. Jay, I just don't know if you appreciate what happened just here, right?
He cut on the brakes, ran through the tackle by Jalik Thomas, then got into a foot race. Amari Lee could not bring him down on the sideline with the balance.
And how long was that play? Jay, come on, 6'7". 6'7". Oh.
Trying to get me with that 6'7", but I guess it finally worked there. But quick strike offense and the speed at those skill positions finally came alive here in the second half for Bethune-Cookman. Look, watch him stop on a dime. Then a poor tackle then right here against Lee. Gonna outrun him. Lee realizes I can't catch him. Tries to take a chance and dive. Can't bring him down. And Ross, I'm gonna say, I don't know if you put him asleep, but you did your job silencing the crowd for a little while.
And that was 2 plays. 72 yards for the Wildcats and just 38 seconds for them to regain the lead. Jay, we've seen 15 points scored in the last minute of this game. In the last minute of play, there have been 15 points scored.
Look at 6'7".
Yeah, I mean, you know, I tried to set it up for you. How long was the play, you know, and it was just like, I'm trying to bring you in. I'm trying to bring you in, Jay.
I'm a football player.
Okay.
They say silly rabbit tricks are for kids. I'm calling the game here, but
You sound like an old man, Jay.
I'm very proud of that. Very proud of that.
Just over 7 minutes to go.
Go back to him.
R.J. Johnson.
Set it up with the pass. He set it up throwing the ball, and that's what you found the running crease. I still continue to call pass plays for R.J. Johnson.
And Wilcher snatching it down, and the pass complete. R.J. Johnson, 17 of 26. Closing in on 200 yards through the air. Again, this is a guy who won out the QB battle coming into this season after Daniel Richardson moved on. He and Jet Petty were in competition, but he was in camp for the entire time, and they really liked his decision-making ability. And of course, it's been helped along tonight by a better running attack in the second half as Thad Franklin Jr. with a gain of 10. Steven Sparrow near the Bethune-Cookman sideline shaken up. Senior out of right here in Orlando, the city beautiful. Jones High School is like literally a stone's throw from where we are.
Yeah, drove by Jones High School.
That's right.
Right here. Okay, so That's the closest school to the stadium,
Absolutely.
obviously, high school. Okay.
Absolutely, a very, very proud history here.
So this game means a lot for him.
Absolutely.
And considering they've lost 4 in a row, means he probably has not won one of these, so it means a little bit more. Has to try and get one for the senior from right down the street.
Tries to loosen up on the sideline. They'll sit out for a moment. And 1st and 10. And the cutback right up the middle of the hole that's been there for these running backs in the second half for Florida A&M. We saw Jamal Haley have success. Now Franklin Jr. with a couple of big runs of 20 yards on that one.
Now, what about the guys up front? You know, you mentioned them earlier by name, but the fact is this is the first time all season long since the first game that the starting offensive line has been able to play together. All 5 starters in the lineup. Coach talked about how he thought they'd make an impact, and it looks like they've shaken off the rust and they're playing as a cohesive unit right now.
Amazing turnaround in the run game, and that one through the hands of Jalen Rogers, who couldn't come up with it.
Well, you got to make that catch for one, and if he bobbles the ball and pops it up in the air, Bethune-Cookman, you have to come down with that. That could have been a game-changing play. And what I used to think as a quarterback, if I made a mistake and missed you and you didn't make me pay for it, then I'm going to make you pay for it. That's what R.J. Johnson's thinking.
Here on 2nd and 10 from the Bethune-Cookman 39-yard line. Johnson finds Wilcher. Wilcher's going to be stopped short of the sticks. Tackle made by Malik Stinnett. And so it's going to bring up 3rd down, about 2 or 3.
If they throw the ball, the way R.J. Johnson's been thinking, his progression's been Miles Campbell, my tight end, and Wilcher, who we just saw on the slot. Keep an eye on number 6. They like to disguise him and hide him. He's here in man on the line of scrimmage. He'll get a chip block and probably go out for the route if they elect to throw.
Instead, they hand it off, and getting to the outside is Jamal Haley, and quick enough to do so as Watts brings him down, but not before Haley picks up the 1st down. We're coming into the season. We knew about Thad Franklin Jr., preseason all-SWAC selection after earning honors last season. But Jamal Haley, who has really been a nice addition here, and a change of speed and pace kind of guy in the backfield.
And if you're going to have your thunder, you have to have a lightning. And Franklin's been the thunder. Haley's been the lightning.
They get it out, and Burris, who is being hassled by a number of Wildcat defenders, a loss of 2 on the play. Antoine Watts was one to have none of that.
That was a tackle with an attitude. And once he got to the receiver after getting around the block, was not letting go.
Just over 3.5 remaining in this 4th quarter.
That's a good point. Getting this late in the game, this becomes 4-down territory, I believe. You go for the win now.
Johnson handles the low snap, goes underneath to Wilcher, and Wilcher trying to fight for yardage. So here on 3rd and 10, they've got to get to the 19-yard line of Bethune-Cookman. A very important 3rd down upcoming here.
Absolutely. I don't think you have to get all 10 yards, because if you're less than 3 yards short, I believe you would go for it in this situation of the game with situational football. Cannot afford a sack. Cannot afford a sack or an incomplete pass.
Johnson feels the pressure, escapes, gets it away, but that's Isaiah Washburn, who was all up in his face.
That's grounded. The ball was not close to the line of scrimmage. Although he left the pocket, the ball has to at least get to the line of scrimmage. And the officials are going to discuss it. outside the pocket for safety reasons. You can get rid of the football, but you must get it to cross the line of scrimmage.
Well, Raymond Woody Jr. is trying to express that as well. YN Myers III will give us the call.
Holding. Defense.
Oh.
Whoa!
10-yard penalty. Automatic first down.
Jay, instead of it being grounding like you thought, it goes against Bethune-Cookman. Wow, what a turn of events here.
I mean, as you see here, when he goes back further and further,
With that, Franklin Jr. busts loose into the end zone. FAMU grabs the lead right back 19 yards out.
it's the classic.
The costly penalty for Bethune-Cookman, who had Florida A&M right where they wanted him. The next play, Thad Franklin Jr. does this. Porto back out to a 3-point lead with that made PAT. So we've gone back and forth and back again in this fourth quarter.
You know, this is the play. This is the play. This is the play that everybody's going to talk about, right? You know, huge third down play. So let's look where the line of scrimmage. Let's just call it the 30. But let's say 29. Roll it as we roll this play. When you ground the ball, you can get rid of the football, right? And when you're outside the pocket, you can do it. But the ball has to get to at least a 30. As he's retreating backwards, where does this ball go? Come on.
Well short.
Well short. That can't happen. That can't happen. I just, there's nobody in the area at all. There's nobody close. That's a tough one, but Florida A&M took advantage of it.
And R.J. Johnson and this rushing attack in the second half have really come alive. 207 through the air for R.J. Johnson, the third, 118 yards on the ground, much of it gained in this second half for Thad Franklin Jr. Florida A&M, who has scored on their last 3 drives, now has to hold on if they want to make it 5 straight against Bethune-Cookman as Porto sends it in the air. Ross on the return for the Wildcats, and Ross has a little room and he's brought down by Jenkins. All right, Jay. We talked about the back and forth affair that this was last year. It's playing out again this year. 15-point lead at the half for Bethune-Cookman, but we have seen a change and a shift really sway back and forth. 24 points in this fourth quarter alone with a trio of lead changes. This final 2 minutes and 12 seconds, what does Bethune-Cookman have to do? They've got a 2-minute timeout and 3 timeouts to work with.
They've got to play their style of football. Tempo, get the ball to their wide receivers in space and let them create havoc.
Instead, you can't allow that to happen if you're Timothy McClain. A huge play there by Nicholas Demetrius. Amari Williams was in on that as well. A loss of 10 on the sack. And that takes us to the 2-minute timeout.
Once again, folks are going to wonder about that play with the penalty, but Bethune not getting the edge of the benefit of the doubt right now because it looked like that could have been a face mask. You tell me, Tiff. We'll see the replay first time as he's going by. Going by.
Face mask indeed missed. final game of the season for Bethune-Cookman, trailing by 3. Raymond Woody Jr., who played in this game and now coaching in it against James Colsey III, both on the sideline trying to see their teams execute in the most effective manner. And here for Bethune-Cookman, you controlled so much of this game to start through the first 2 quarters. What do you need to see here on 2nd and 20, Jay?
Throw short and allow your wide receivers to run after catch. That's been their recipe for success.
McLean going in the wrong direction, just heaves it up over on the Rattlers sideline. It's 3rd and 20.
And I wouldn't play call for the deep drop. You know, that was one of the few times they called a play like it was an old school 7-step drop. They were trying to do the 15-yard routes, get the ball, but Florida A&M still respects your speed. The defensive backs are still playing off the line of scrimmage. Let your receivers catch the ball short and turn an 8 to 10-yard route into more yardage.
Next 2 plays, Bethune-Cookman's got to pick up 20 yards to keep their hopes alive of breaking the streak right there. The pass complete to Ricky Shaw, the second. Nobody accounted for him. Still 4th down, but it's going to bring up 4th and 3.
Yeah, he has to know the situation. Yes, you want to secure the football, but I thought he could have made that catch with his hands and picked up the 1st down. Ball game right now on the line, 4th down. Free play.
Before they could get it off, they stopped the play in motion and
Offside defense with contact. Number 0. Result of that penalty, result, 1st down.
And you talk about it being a free play, but once you make contact, they're going to blow the whistle. It's not like he was in the neutral zone, so he took off and made contact. Officials got it right that time, blowing the whistle.
First penalty of the 2nd half for Florida A&M, but that one a big one because it gives Bethune-Cookman a fresh set of downs with 1:23 to go. And again, they have a full complement of timeouts to work with as well. A field goal would tie it, and a touchdown could give them the advantage as the tackle made on Javon Ross, pick up a 15.
A really good blitz pickup by Juan Rodriguez, the running back there, just a freshman. They tried to fool him and bring a slot blitz. He picked it up, gave his quarterback time to look downfield and complete the pass.
Trips receivers to the bottom of your screen. McLean, who had some room up top, goes down.
Timeout.
Got to spin a timeout here indeed as James Gardner Jr. with the big play. So under a minute to go with 57 seconds remaining. And Jay, Juan Dominguez, 1 of 3. He's missed a couple of field goals in this 2nd half. Jay, set this up for us. Under a minute to go, 2nd and 12, Bethune-Cookman trailing.
It's like this game is kind of set up the way a lot of people thought. In the first half, there were a lot of Florida A&M fans that said, we're not going to beat Bethune this year. In the first half, it looked like that. 2nd half, that Rattler showed up. That Rattler pride showed up. We're not going to lose to Bethune-Cookman, and that's what I'm seeing. But right now, that speed of Bethune-Cookman is still a major problem for the secondary of Florida A&M. If they can't figure out a way to tackle these wide receivers and limit their big gains, sorry, Tip, but them Rattlers going to be in trouble.
I'm neutral in this game.
Of course, Rob.
Everybody
had to tease
know.
you. I don't care what Howard wins or loses. Never, never.
On 2nd and 12, it's out in the flat to Dominguez, Rodriguez rather, who falls after a 4-yard gain. So they got to move quickly. Get back up to the line of scrimmage. Good seconds ticking off for the Wildcats from the Rattler 41. McLean feels the pressure, flush to his left, keeps his eyes downfield, and the pass incomplete. That was TJ Huggins, who's been picked on all game long. There on the coverage of Shaw.
What kind of left-handed magic? I see that number 7 with McClain. I'm thinking like some Michael Vick type stuff. What could he do? And even if they keep possession of football, that's not the number you want to see. Juan Dominguez has not had a good day on the football field today.
Well, we've seen this earlier, the couple of missed field goals, one from well out of his range. That was from 54 yards, a little bit more closer in. He hit one from 44 earlier in the season. This one from 47 yards out, and he hooked it left. So a couple of missed opportunities here in this second half. Right now, you want to pick up this fourth down, keep the drive alive, get a little bit closer, a little bit more comfort if you can for Dominguez.
Absolutely, to give him a shot. And explosive as they are, Florida A&M has to come up and make the short tackle. Even if you give up the pass, you must tackle the receiver. They've had difficulty doing that.
Florida A&M has won 4 straight. Bethune-Cookman looking to break the streak. This is the play that could make the difference in the game. Going for
wide open.
He caught it. He was there wide open. Missed opportunity.
How?
Josh Evans comes up with it. Wow. 41 yards. Josh Evans, the hero for the game, is Timothy McClain being carried off right now. 20 seconds remaining. Unbelievable, Jay.
Give credit to the offensive line to give him time to find a bust in the coverage of Florida A&M, leaving a wide open Josh Allen. McClain with enough arm strength to get the ball to Josh Evans.
Well, we mentioned Evans from right here in Orlando, Florida. Played his high school ball at Olympia. Comes up with the most critical catch of the season for Bethune-Cookman.
And that's just a blown coverage. You're supposed to have deep responsibility, deep third. And it looks like Amari Lee, number 19, is that 19 that comes over late? Obviously, they wouldn't have the linebacker, Nayron Jenkins, responsible for deep thirds.
And look, it's not quite the Aaron Glenn, but he had a little tiptoe action to him, you know?
Little swagger there, little swagger there.
Fourth lead change of the quarter. Folks, it's been crazy.
So here's what it is, Tim. Let's see, this is Lee right here. He's got to get back. Something brings him in here for some reason as we run the play. He's responsible for deep fourths. This is quarters. He sees a slot guy, forgets there's somebody on the outside wide open. Amari Lee, you got to get back. You know, you're responsible for 25% of the field, everything behind you. Only for 25%. Quarter, 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 quarter. He peeked at a guy running a post in front of him, forgot about a guy running a go route.
We've always talked about how close these games are, how exciting these games are, how the records don't matter. That was a display right there. This entire fourth quarter, let's just say, Jay, has been a fantastic display of what a rivalry game is all about.
Florida Classic style. Florida Classic style. The big plays, the excitement, the bands taking turns, the fans taking turns, poking jabs at each other, every one of them thinking they've got it. Still 20 seconds left and 2 timeouts, but you're going to need a touchdown instead of a field goal. What do they say? Who sang that song? Gonna take a miracle.
Indeed it will be. And has to drive 75 yards down the field. Florida A&M, who's been successful in their last 3 drives, come up with points. They go underneath. They only have 2 timeouts to work with. And that's not going to get it. You got to call a quick timeout as Goldie Lawrence comes up with it. And Lassiter, who has been noisy so far today or in this game.
Absolutely. They set that play up to have some blocks downfield with a cross. That could have been a big play, but fantastic individual effort from Naeem Lassiter. He single-handedly minimized the gain on that play and took a good amount of time off the clock as well.
So Florida A&M with 1 timeout remaining. They've got to drive the ball down 70 yards in 13 seconds. Now we've seen some big explosive plays in this game, so anything can happen. Here we go. Sagging back, Johnson looking.
Oh,
and Ace Cobb needed to get out of bounds. Instead, stays inbounds. They're going to call a timeout. It's going to have 2 seconds remaining.
Well, let me say this about him not getting out of bounds. He picked up enough yardage where Johnson should have enough arm strength to get the ball into the end zone to set up the Hail Mary. Now, I've been told Hail Marys don't work against Bethune-Cookman because they say Hail Mary Bethune-Cookman. So it just got that much tougher. But I do think he's got an arm strength. He's close enough to get there.
Now it's Hail Wildcats. Did you just invoke
no, they used to call it a
spirit of Harry?
No, when Bethune-Cookman, they got a famous one in this game, and they called it the Hail Mary Bethune catch. I just couldn't do a job of research. So I just call it like I see it. So the defensive backs are back deep. I thought they spotted him at the 40. He's going to absolutely have to heave this ball to get into the end zone. You can't afford to drop back too much. A quarterback in college should be able to throw the ball 65 yards in the air. Don't drop back too far, but you have to give your guys time to get downfield if they're going to attempt it.
So Johnson makes his checks, waits for the snap. Final play of the game. Well underthrown, comes up, or no, it's over. It's the end of the ball game, and the streak has ended. Raymond Woody Jr. with his first win as head coach in the Florida Classic. And Bethune-Cookman in comeback fashion take down the Rattlers. The Wildcats with their first win since 2019. And folks, if you're just a fan of football, that was an entertaining fourth quarter and close of this Florida Classic.
And I'm going to go out on a limb and say the Wildcats will make more noise in the SWAC next season than they did. They caught teams by surprise this year, but these guys, they're working on something. They're building something there. Biggest win for Raymond Woody during his era. Got the monkey off his back. Bethune-Cookman has bragging rights over the Thanksgiving turkey.
And the defeat of Florida A&M brings Bethune-Cookman to an even 500 on the season. Meanwhile, the Rattlers drop to 5-6. They will close out their season next week against Mississippi Valley State. Let's go back to that touchdown and the difference in this game.
I mean, this is the play coverage that you want to have. You want to drop back and have everything stay in front of you. Your job is just to drop back and keep everything in front of you if you're a defensive back. You should be dropping back. They should be dropping back. Instead, peeking in the backfield instead of looking at your zone area that you're responsible for. And as you said, look, he does have a little giddy up, like Aaron Glenn up in New York. But I give credit. People will say, oh, he's wide open. As a quarterback, you don't expect them to blow that coverage. You have to find them and realize, wait a minute, somebody's open at the last second and have the ability to get the ball to them.
A huge win for Bethune-Cookman. And as we learned over every interview, it's bragging rights for the next 364 days for the Wildcats. What a game it was here in Orlando from Camping World Stadium.
It didn't let down, Tiff. You know, throw the records out the window. What a phenomenal football game and finish. Happy Thanksgiving, all y'all folks out there. I think the turkey's going to taste a little bit better in the Wildcat households.
A game it was, and the in-state rivalry in this Florida Classic did not disappoint. For Jay Walker and the rest of our fantastic crew, Todd Jones is doing his thing on the controls as the producer. I'm Tiffany Green saying, we out from Orlando. Bethune-Cookman comes out victorious.